Introducing power in the Kabbalah, next year, July. And we spend at the level. We go quick. And of course, this is in anticipation of the start of the county meet. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. We are back. It's Saturday. See, what's the date today, by the way? Quick question for you. A test. Quick question. A test. Today, 13. 13. Oh, okay. I was just testing you to see whether. So, morning, Steven. What's up?
Good morning, Patrick. It's good to be back here and looking forward to a very engaging conversation.
I like your bass. That bass tells me that, yeah, the weekend was good. The weekend was really good.
It's still a weekend anyway, till Saturday, so.
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah. So how was it? How was the week for you?
It was good. In terms of work, yes, commute. When we go to I was free every day, back and forth. But in terms of myself as the person, yeah, relatively good. Glad to be alive and looking forward to a productive week next week. Last week, from work related activity, we had a number of engagements. We met with the U.S. ambassador. we're looking at ways that the US government can help our activity in terms of moving the airport in a direction that it can attract more airlines, and also in terms of laptops, projectors, to kind of
That's
tools.
good. Any information on whether or not new flights are thinking about coming to Liberia? Over the last 6 years, we lost some flights though.
Yeah, we lost
Air France.
Air France,
Air France.
Delta before.
Yeah.
So now we only have 6 flights.
KLM.
Yes, KLM. No. Now we only have 6 flights.
Okay. Now we only have 6 flights coming to our country, and any information on whether or not some flights are looking into coming? And what is the problem? Why aren't they coming? Is it that Liberians are not traveling or what?
So there are a couple of reasons. And one of the reasons why you have that is also we do not have a boost in our tourism sector. It's normally go to places where they have attractions, and so people will move. Now the other thing also is our airport will have to meet the conventional standard in terms of safety and security for it to be.
I mean, I'll come to that, but let's look at the role. The airport has to meet all of those standards. But what about our flights? What about our airport? What about the people who are traveling? Aren't there people traveling? Because when Air France used to come, they used to pass through La Cote d'Ivoire. And then to Liberia, pick up passengers from Liberia, because those flights that come, we can't fill. We don't have the capacity to fill those flights.
No.
So if we have even Brussels, sometimes Brussels comes directly, comes directly to Liberia. Sometimes Brussels goes through Freetown and then comes to Liberia. So if they have the Freetown, Liberia, and some of the Gambia, or Ghana, or whatever the case is, can't we encourage these flights? So African Airlines, Emirates Airlines, KLM back, or Air France. And maybe we also need to talk to these airlines to do advertisements, because part of the problem is the typical Liberian man is not really used to, these adventure travel. So maybe they could say, what kind of money I would take? I'm off for a plane ticket to go to Sierra Leone, Ghana, Guinea, Kenya, visa upon arrival, and all those sorts of things.
So, Patrick, again, it boils down to the condition of the airport. We may not necessarily have the population in terms of the purchasing power to afford tickets, at a larger scale, but we can use the airport as a hub, meaning that the airport can be a connecting point, just how you have flights in other countries where you go to specific locations connecting. We can use Rwanda as a hub, and the reason it will be beneficial is because we are 5 hours away from Brazil, which is South America, and anywhere between 7 to 8 hours away from the US. So once you have an airport that has all of the requirements in terms of safety, in terms of security, and all of the environmental concern, the infrastructure, in terms of the termite, the fire, you need a firehouse and all these things. So until you have all of these things in place, that the airport can reach the conventional standard set by most of the international organizations, we will not have that kind of traffic.
Yeah, certainly. But we hope that something can be done about it. So today we're looking into a lot of things. So the county meet that is coming up. The county meet starts tomorrow. And who's going to be, the last time I asked you for 5 counties here?
For 4 counties.
So you for 4 counties. Which county you going to be supporting this county? And that the only time I can see on you.
I'll support Basta.
Oh, so you make up your
no, but I will still cheer for Birmingham.
No.
My mom is from
Birmingham. No. You support Madrid, and you don't cheer for Barcelona or Getafe.
I'm not from Birmingham. My parents from Basta. I was born in Brown County, and then I live in Montserrat.
So you cheer Basta, I cheer Lofa. So
hopefully we'll meet.
Basta and Lofa will meet in Margini County. We're expecting the Minister of Youth and Sports, Minister Jericho Bangalu, to come and tell us about the kickoff of the county meet. Why is it going to be held in April? Why tomorrow? What are the fixtures? What do we expect? And all that. That's coming up when Ko Bangalu joins us. Also, the head, or they call it, of the rural renewable energy is going to join us. Big news coming from across the country. What's going to be happening with electricity in Grand Bassa County? What about other parts of the country? I will keep that close to my chest until Mr. Sam Nambi can join us, and then he can fill us in. Mo Ali is supposed to join us on the line to talk about water and sewer. Cornelia also will join us from the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs. Deputy Minister Cornelia Kra will join us. And I will always make my name of it. Now, may I call it Cornelius?
Yeah, Cornelia.
Cornelia. Yeah, so that's how it's going to look like today. And also, we open the lines to have you interact with these officials. The essence of this program, Stephen, again, so that the public is reminded.
Just to provide information, and provide information, hold each other accountable for the role we play, ask tough questions, but at the same time, interspice with some fun. But the real intent is to provide information, hold each of us accountable, and be able to use this platform as a means of soliciting, opinions and suggestions on how we can individually improve on our respective entities.
The last edition we had the mayor of Painesville here in studio talk about some of the measures we intend to put in place to ensure that this city becomes clean. As you're quite aware, the arrest sanitation is part of the arrest agenda. So we may hopefully start with him to do some follow-ups.
I saw they did some cleaning around the people.
You saw that. Yeah, we did some cleaning. I still see
I think one of the things we need to do with this garbage is to try to make the community take ownership. Let that kind of publicity happen where people feel that keeping their community clean is it's a responsibility of the community.
They may not remember. Senator Aziz here. I'm following from Edmonton. Welcome, bro. I see you. Welcome, I'm reading football also. Somebody says, Stevie, we miss you on school. What about those people you have moving around the terminal doing nothing? It's bad for visitors coming to Liberia. This is what we want. Yeah. You all gave these people feedback. Any government official will be here in studio, anyone all that in studio. If you have some information or you want to give some feedback, you want to put them on the spot, you feel free to do that and then we will respond to it. Okay. So what from coming from the and then it really to go forward. The county not about I get the 14 days of community relations. So by the way, local country is having its own raising program to do. So at the unity and it's on start. Yeah. At 2 o'clock. So all things of local your should every Monday as the politician be able to eat your $1, $2, and make the county meet successful. So before we take the Minister of Youth and Sports and also the head of the Rural Renewable Energy, I want to open the lines, Stephen. Robert Wilson should be here to also give some prices out.
Yeah.
He's going to give some prices out, but we're opening the full lines right now to talk about the county meet. Tell us your county, and you will stick by your county. Why is this county meet very important, by the way? Why do you think this county meet is significant?
It's significant because it come to be happening at a time when the country has just come from an election that was heavily toxic. saw this country being split right through the middle. And so this is the moment where Liberians can put politics aside, identify with their counties, come on the field, cheer their counties to victory, and unite. I know county meet, the unity in county is just that whole moment in the stadium. But I mean, this will at least reduce political tension, that we've seen um, slip over from last year. So this will at least put the country on the course of having that oneness and people now identifying with the county and forget about politics.
Yeah. So let's find out what county do you support. And by the way, we were talking about roads. The Minister of Public Works appeared over the week, during the course of the week, at the MICAT press briefing. He appeared there along with the Minister of Youth and Sports. So the Minister of Youth and Sports talked about what interventions the government is making in terms of sports and youth development. But the Public Works Minister also spoke about how much difference they're making as per the 100 days. We'll bring that clip. We'll bring some excerpts here. In fact, before we do that, what they say about Jerry Yimba here? Put that Jerry Yimba thing up. What is that about Jerry Yimba? Jerry Yimba, Prince of Rewaji County. Morning, bro. Morning. And you're listening to us on 106.7 as well. So you can dial 106.7 just in case you're not on with the internet. So I want you to play the clip of the Minister of Public Works. The Minister of Public Works. Do we have that ready? And okay. So listen to what the Minister of Public Works said, and then we'll come back. We'll talk about this. We'll play small. Pause. Go ahead. Okay, no. Sorry. We got some music playing. We'll go back to the Minister of Public Works. Let's see whether we can have the Minister of Public Works on. So please let us know whether you're getting the audio very clear as the Minister of Public Works speaks. Please let us know.
I know Minister Pia is struggling and doing her best to try to create that kind of conducive atmosphere that you need for people to work. Because the workspace contribute a lot to the kind of innovative and creative thinking that you can bring to the job to achieve the kind of objectives you're looking for. So that's one of the things we have to do, and we're working towards that. In terms of assets, we're working with the GSA and also the asset recovery. Most of those vehicles that were assigned to the Ministry of Public Works, we had some of the former deputy ministers and ministers who took vehicles away. And we were able to retrieve just one out of many vehicles that have been taken away. We sent that record to the GSA, also the asset recovery, we're talking to them, because for me, I think it's unacceptable. You can serve as a government official, and when you're leaving, if you do not properly, acquire the vehicle you take it. I'm one of those who also believe the policy that says that you should have a vehicle for 3 years, a brand new vehicle is unacceptable. And I think I mentioned that once to the president that we need to address it. We can buy a vehicle brand new and say it for 3 years. It doesn't make sense to me. We have to change that. Because then people just buy a vehicle with for 3 years and want to take it. And sometimes they're not even taking it right away. That is why we have the issue with vehicles.
Okay, so I think we will have to go, we will have to push that in front so that you hear exactly what he's talking about road ahead of the the climax of the 100 days, so you know exactly what the Ministry of Public, and next week Saturday, hopefully he's going to be here. The Ministry of Public Works will roll out everything. But just a gist of it, please, you will just, while you try to do that, let's get this one. Let's get this one.
Because of that. Of course, that was inherited. And so since we inherited that problem, as a government that wants to see road as priority number one, we'll definitely get on that project once the budget get passed. And so 53% is completed. We have ones to do once the project gets started. So the reason why the project has stopped is because of cash flow, and the budget will be able to get started. Phase 2 of that project is from Sacramento to Tapeta. It has 61 kilometers. The World Bank is paying for that. We have a counterpart fund of $6 million that we should pay, which we'll do in the next fiscal year. But the project is fast advanced, and we are hoping that it's about 25% complete. We're hoping that by next year, July 2025, the project can be completed 100% into Tapeta. So that makes us now from Ganta into Tapeta with 100 kilometers of paved road. Funding for that project is already available. RIA, now since a lot of us know the road project. The RIA road project is on course. There have been a lot of issues.
Now he
with that
moves to
project.
RIA. Please pay attention.
Some reviews. We've been working with the contractors and the consultants. There have been some abnormalities with the project. We've corrected some of that. We still have some to correct. But I know since we took over, the contractor has seen that there have been a new sheriff in town, and so they're beginning to correct their behavior. And so the project is on course. I can say that the project will be delivered as expected. We are working with them, and I think the company is now cooperating with us and the consultants. And all the issues that we should correct on the project is being corrected. It is at 32%, and of course, 15 kilometers is paid for just the first layer, which is the line of code. For the Banga Salaye Road project. The Banga Salaye Road project is a very key project to our heart. This project was conceived, of course, by the Union County government prior to the city government taking over. Groundbreaking was done in 2017, and approved by then Ambassador Senator Weah was invited to do the groundbreaking at that program. The project got started in 2018. This
Okay. So let's talk a bit about what he has spoken about. First is the RIA road project. Stephen and Afonso is joining us. Afonso, morning.
Morning, Patrick.
Morning. They have to increase. I told you guys to increase all the microphones. Okay. So you okay?
I'm okay.
Very good. Increase the others. Yeah. So okay. We just listened to the Minister of Public Works talk about the RIA first, and I want us to talk about the RIA road project. One of the things he said was they had an issue. So right now, they've been able to fix it with the contractor, and the contractor is on course. The RIA road project is now on course for completion, at the exact timeline. And then he moved on to the Banga Salaye, road project. Please come on. The Banga Salaye road project as well. But the key amongst them, you guys have the narrative. You want to highlight some of the road projects that he talked about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, please go ahead.
He talked about the Ganta to Saniquilin. That project, according to me, is 100% completed, and the dedication ceremony is they're looking at July of this year. He talked about the Ganta to Saklipi, that's 39 kilometers. That project is currently at 53% completion. Of course, the RIA road project, he says, it stands at 32% in terms of progress. And there are other roads, I think, first we can talk about the Banga, Salaye, and other places, Logato to Saniquilin.
Yeah. So on the southeastern road, which we will bring is we're being joined by Mr. Sam Number. Mr. Number, you are the OIC? You stay OIC? You stay OIC? Not for a long time.
Not for a long time.
Joseph, please can increase the microphone. I don't know why you guys don't want to put the microphone on. I will just wait until you put the microphone before we start. Yeah, but what they got it?
So,
yeah. So thanks for joining us. Let me hear you again. Go ahead.
Testing mic 1 2.
How about another one? I'll put it one up. So very good. That one is perfect as well. So we're good with the microphones now. We'll come to talk about electricity, but we're looking at roads.
Okay.
Let's look at roads.
Yeah.
The public works minister said, first of all, before we come to the 100 days, somebody's phone. Before we come to the 100 days, that the government has sourced funding or has funding for the road from Tapeta in Nimba County all the way up to Fishtown in River G County. The public works minister assures that if all things are held constant, I want to repeat, the public works minister assures that if everything is held constant by 2028, 2029, if everything is held constant, people will be driving from Ganta to Harper on paved roads. I think that deserves a round of applause.
That's good news.
That means that they have funding from Tapeta to Zwedru. All those bad spots, Sletan, Totan, all the way to Zwedru. They got funding for it. Now he will do the breakdown. If you read that narrative, he does the breakdown on when they will start, interventions in terms of pavement. And he said they starting paving for NASA coming. They will start a pavement for NASA. They'll be coming for NASA to meet up with what is happening. He also said they have funding from the just signed for funding from Zwedru, the bad spots. Those of you who come from the southeast, all the way to Kawike, and then moving on, all the way up to Fishtown. The road from Harper to Fishtown is already already
beyond Fishtown.
Beyond Fishtown.
It's around Kawiki, the first Kawiki.
The first one.
Kitipo Kawiki.
They got Kaloken and they got
I'm
Kawyeken.
not a Kaloke.
Okay.
I'm not a Kaloke.
Carlo came to Fishtown.
Yeah. So that one is already. So what they're trying to do now is to pave the one from Tapeta all the way through Zwedru, through Fishtown. And if that happens, we are driving to the southeast. Somewhere you're going to hear me. They may say halfway from Maryland County, we'll be going to Maryland County on paved road. So matter of years.
So
Patrick,
Patrick,
Yeah.
So in
Alfonso, go ahead.
March, I was in the southeast. I went to Harper and I used the beginner route. So when I came back, I was having a conversation with the public works minister. So the route was in two phases. From Buchanan to ITR. I don't know how B. Martin got to the place, but they said they had a concession around the block area. So they were able to do that road. You can drive from Buchanan to ITR in 1 hour, 30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Then from ITR to the Goli Velirum project,
That's what we saw for the other side.
Sino,
That's from the
Yeah,
Buchanan side.
from the Buchanan side.
And it used to take 3 hours.
More than that.
That road was bad.
So from Goli Velirum
I will
project,
call.
you had about,
I will
yeah,
call-
it's about 2 hours drive,
Yeah.
but it's bad. Because for years I've not been taken care of. Then I use a Barclayville road. I use the Sapo National Park. From Weirstown to the Grand Gida River G intersection, which is Putu Penuki, you can drive like a paved road. So from that point to where the Kota stop in River G is about 2 hours drive.
It's called
So the
Johnstown.
minister was very clear. The minister said they have contracted Chico and SFF to be able to do the road. So it means for RTR to Goli Velero, it's going to be the same as from Buchanan.
No, you're
to
talking
ITR.
about what you're talking about. You're talking about the 100 days.
Yeah,
That's
Not the 100 days. I'm counting the 100 days yet.
So-
We're talking about the 100 days. What I'm talking about is
the pavement.
the pavement.
Okay.
The minister said, in some instances, you will note that they contracted some of the companies that will do the 100 days
Yeah.
project. There,
because you're already there.
because
They are already
already
there.
there. Some of them, they did it 2 years.
Yeah.
What the minister said was the 1 year group, the 1 year group, that means that some interventions in terms of asphalt pavement
Yeah.
will be done up, they expect that some interventions will be done. But in the meantime, that 1 year is for the, laterite,
Yeah.
trying to grade
Yeah.
the road and all
Yeah.
of that. The 2 years, they're trying to source funding for
For the
those
road, for the
projects
road.
and all those kinds
For
of
the
things. So we come to the 100 days, but I want to be specific with the pavement. The minister said, and we're coming back to the clip. The minister said, from Tapeta
To
through to
River
Zwedru,
G.
through to River G County,
Yeah.
if everything is held constant, would be
2028.
would be paved. Maybe not 100% paved, because you know the way they put them to the road, they will pave somebody,
Yeah.
leave small space, going from pave some other side, leave small, but at least you will see,
It will be motorable.
you see some real significant progress.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the minister to hear exactly what he said. Next week we'll have the minister in studio, because I think he went for the spring meetings.
Yeah.
Let's hear the minister. This he's talking about the Lofa Road. Now he's talking about the Lofa Road. From there you come to the southeast. Play the clip.
The project was delayed because there was a delay in rectifying one of the agreement for one of the funders that the last government over 2 years, and also to pay route. That delayed the start of the project. However, the project got started. Currently, it's
If you can hear it very clearly, please
91%
just write and indicate to us that you're hearing it, right?
It has been
Please.
very in, taking responsibility for paying back on some of the loans that are taken for some of the partners. We have 4 donors that supported that project: the Saudis, the Kuwaitis, OFEC, and of course Badia. They supported the project. Now there's issue with payment on 2 of the funder line, and so because of that, they suspended disbursement, and the project is on hold for now. The Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Public Works is working with the Kuwaitis and other funders to try to resolve that problem so that the project can get started. We're hoping that by the next dry season, the project will get started and get completed. If it's 91%, that means we are near completion. We also know that
Okay. So let's talk a bit about what he said concerning the Lofa Road. It's 91% near. That means it's near completion. So 9% left to do the first phase, to complete the first phase. But the project is on hold. And why the project is on hold, there is some problem with loan payment. There is some problem with loan payment. That is why if you see in the national budget, the payment of loan component in the national budget is significant. The new government is trying to pay some of these loans, because if you pay these loans, then you can hear the projects can resume and all of that and all of these. So he's hoping that by next dry season, you can start to see intervention. Gentlemen, your take.
So let me thank you for welcoming me, and first time here. I think we'll be on whenever you want us to do. But I worked at Public Works before, very passionate about infrastructure work in this country. What I want to comment about is what you had spoken about earlier regarding the Ganta-Harper Highway. It has been a long-term ambition, starting way from President Doe's era. In fact, there was a whole campaign launched for the pavement of the Ganta-Harper Highway. So where we are, there have been significant progress. And I'm happy that Minister Giddings has been able to assure us that our President Mbaka, should be able to complete this long-to-do task. So it's a good thing, and I just wanted to say and to wish the minister very well on that. Roads and electricity were identified way back in 2015 as the 2 most binding constraints on Liberia's development. And this program was supported by the Millennium Challenge account. So if we do well with our roads and we do well with our power, then it starts the development in this country, because normally roads and power itself are not development. They are catalysts to development. So with everything that is happening, I think by the next 6 to 8 years, then we should be able to
imagine driving. I mean, that's going to be very, very, very amazing.
It is now
It's going to be an
possible.
adventure.
It is
Driving
possible.
from here to the southeast on paved road, to Maryland, and that has some very good beaches.
Yeah.
And Grand Crew with the Savannah. I think that's the only county that has that Savannah,
Grand through Maryland.
Maryland has some Savannah. Yeah, that would be real great, and we look forward to it. It has to take some time.
Obvious.
It has to take some time.
So you have to drive, when the road is paved from here to Harper, you can drive in about 6 hours.
But imagine, now that would be cut down to maybe 3 or 4. But imagine, about 6 hours, because that's about probably, 5 to 600 kilometers or so. Yeah.
something like that.
But imagine the downstream developments.
Yeah.
all those places along the road, whether
Yeah.
it's in the timber industry or people investing. So if
Agriculture.
you're going to, so power is already in most part of those areas.
We come
through
into
the cross-border.
power. They men are talking here that they head of the whole rural renewable energy.
And those are rural areas there.
And those are rural areas. They may come and tell us what are they going to do for some of these cities with power. CV, except you want to talk about this because I want the minister. I want to go back to the clip so the minister can now talk about the Southeast Road since he's done with LOFA. Is that okay with you guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So please play the clip. Minister Giddings now is leaving the LOFA Road, moving into Nimba and then to the Southeast. The clip. Please, I hope the audio is good. Can you?
have to re-engage those
No, it's not
partners
playing
to
yet.
make the commitment
Not yet.
to pay from Banga up to Waterman up to Mexico. I
Increase
don't
it.
know whether we still have the commitment. I know the commitment is, there's an issue now with the commitment beyond salary. But we have to try to re-engage and rewind the kind of relationship that we have with those partners so that the project can continue up to Waterman. Sanic to Locato. Sanic to Locato is for 1 kilometer. This project is funded by the African Bank and the European Union. The Europeans also funded 50% grant for this project, the 50% dollars from the African Development Bank. The project is currently at 77% in terms of pavement. That's about 37 kilometers done, it's 7.1. We have small issue with the project. We're trying to resolve it, but we are on course, and our project hopefully could be completed by next year. Also, some of that tools now that I talked about, there is what the bank has done, the World Bank has done, is to also look at how they can support agriculture. And to support agriculture, it means we have to also create assets, so to create roads. So there's a program under the bank we call the Rural Economic Transformation Program that supports road development. So it's RETRAC, and RETRAC supports Tapatal to Toastal and Toastal to Zurich. So I can safely say that to the public and to all of us that we have funding to pay up to Zurich for now. I'll talk about the other corridor beyond that.
Okay, let's put a pause to that. I can safely say, with the words of the Minister of Public Works,
Yep.
the words of the Minister of Public Works, I can safely say we have funding to pay for
Up to Swedru.
up to Swedru.
And that's from Secretary now.
Yes. So if that means that the people of Grand here, by 2028, 2029, would experience, would not have the hurdle of flying a very bad road.
Yeah.
Stephen, your thoughts on that before we move on to the next?
There's a famous Chinese quotation, and the Chinese.
Sorry, this guy is trying to pause it. It's not pausing. So let's just allow it to roll.
Next, from one of the things that Manasseh did also was that when the conversation was held with also the African Development Bank, which is one of all the biggest supporters in terms of our road sector program, engaged the government, started to work with us on road development. The first focus was that we can continue to build all the road towards the southeast. So let's start from the southeast and come towards the central Nigeria. Okay. And so the first project that got started under the Malawi Transport Facility was the one from Hapa to Calogan, which were 50 kilometers. That is done. And of course, Hapa from Fishtown, 80 kilometers. That is done almost 100%. Small issues will be resolved. The second layer of the 27 kilometers now completed. There's some issues, but those issues will be resolved. And then now we are paving from Fishtown to Kellywood, which is about 20 kilometers, and then an additional 11.5 kilometers up to Putuket. So that's been paid. So the gap we have currently now is from Kellywood, from Putuket to Johnsdale Town, which is 50 kilometers. We already have funding for that. What's happening currently is that the procurement process is taking place to hire a contractor to start the rebuild. And the last piece is from John David to Zwedru, that's for the 8.5 kilometer. We just signed a grant agreement for that project at the Ministry of Finance. I just signed that. And so that project will be funded. So I can simply say to Liberia, to the Liberians, all of us, that we now need to pay straight up to Fishtown. So the entire corridor is covered. And I can say to you, simply, yes, I think we need to clap for ourselves at 100. And I can say to you simply, by 2028, 2029, putting everything custom, you can drive from here to Harper, Maryland County, and come back. I grew up in Harper.
I will put a pause to it. Now you heard the words from the minister himself. I can simply say that from 2020, if holding all things constant, 2028, 2029, you'll be able to drive through to. Stevie, let me hear your thoughts. This is an exciting news, though.
Good news, Patrick. As I was saying, there's a famous quote in the Chinese philosophy that says, "The road to development begins with the development of roads."
Correct.
And so roads are not just for infrastructure just for people to drive on. They create economic boost. They help to revive the economy. Imagine for somebody in Harper, a farmer in Harper, for example, who is producing cocoa or coffee or something. He now has the option to either come bring that produce to market here, as opposed to just taking it across the St. Petro to St. Petro. So it creates economic activity for our people, it creates opportunity for our people, and it also helps with movement. And if that should happen, Patrick, it will be one of the biggest achievements in this country. No president since 1847 has been able to pave the road to the southeast, and that is a fact.
Yeah,
Fact.
yeah, but there were efforts made by.
Of course, but I mean,
example,
complete.
Maryland,
He made it to complete.
nobody.
complete the road.
That's a milestone.
Yeah,
It's a
it's gonna be
milestone.
one of
It's a
the-
milestone.
Go up, come
And
down.
this is not to take away from anybody, but this is also not to not realize this that is true, Patrick. Since 1847, we've not been able to get it right. The south, what you see in the southeast, you go to, and I was shocked when I started going in the southeast. You drive on miles of damaged roads, and then when you get in some of the capital cities of the county,
So you see the
you see it's a cement pavement. I went to Harper, I was shocked. I went to Zwedru, the same thing. I was I'm like, why would people jump over all of the corridor leading to this county and want to pave?
I mean, people used to use the sea, the coastal area to go there.
But so I think the strategy that was deployed for the commencement of this road was significant. Imagine if that pavement has started, say, from Ganta towards the southeast. Okay, so the motivation to complete probably would have been, but it was the reverse. You start from the farthest point, coming towards the capital.
Yeah.
So that was a good thing to do. So you wanted to come and for the minister to confirm us that there is funding from Harper all the way to
Harper all the way
Zwedru.
to-
No, from Harper to Zwedru. That is significant because I know the ongoing work towards Zwedru. So with the road fund and other mechanism that the ministry has, I know that they are paving towards Tapeta from Sekipie. So now it's the gap between Tapeta and Zwedru, which I think
That place can be very bad.
they are going to do something, but that's why he said by 2028 that tax will be done, and that's the longest stretch of road.
from Zwedru to Tapeta.
Not Zwedru, but the entire thing from Harper to Ganta, and this has
Okay.
been on for a very long time.
Alfonso, you will come in and then we go back to the minister so that we hear what he has to say to from Buchanan, from that bus stop,
Mhm.
all the way to
Cestus
Palm Bay,
Junction.
to Cestus, to Sino, to Barclayville.
Yeah.
They're also talking about that road too.
That corridor.
So once they deal with that side, deal with this side, the problem now. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was listening to the minister when you're trying to lay out some of the activities you want to do over the period of time, especially the route between, let's say, Fishtown now and Zwedru, and then moving up to Tapeta. It's a good thing that I think everybody will be happy. Patrick, the challenges in the south is too much for our people. You drive from here to the southeast, you spend almost about $30,000 to reach to Happen. You spend 30,000 on transportation alone. And sometimes along the route, the cars got stuck in mud, so you
The
have
wear
to
and
stay there
tear.
for 2-3 weeks. Unexpected expenditure. And so, with the minister being very focused and know exactly what to do, with the resources being mobilized over the short period of time, I'm very confident that our people will rejoice and yes, in the next 3-4 years, we'll be able to drive for you. Like I said earlier when I went
And
to
somebody
Happen,
is asking on the live stream, why does it have to take all these years to be able to get this
look at
done?
the distance.
Why does it have to take up to 2028 or 2029? But when it can just look at the ELW road. When it's not facing the
After the season,
one,
yes,
one road that is very pissing me off, to tell you the truth, is that road from Coca-Cola factory
The LY
to ELW. I don't start the same man saying another safe year can't pass. You feel it? They still on the
Patrick, one appeal we got to make to the minister is these potholes. There has to be a mobile team going around these
Yes, it's
inner city roads.
Yeah,
road maintenance,
yeah.
yeah. Mobile maintenance.
Yeah, there should be some mobile
Yeah.
maintenance team
Can't
that will
wait.
do the low hanging fruit.
He did.
You know?
Can't wait.
He
Can't
did.
wait on
He
that.
divided Monrovia into category.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
He divided Monrovia into category to show that the purpose are
yeah. Okay. So I want you to go back to the minister's voice. Let's hear the minister. What does he have to say? And we will come to the 100 days because I know that, I mean, everybody wants to hear what the government is doing for the 100 days. I hope you got the exact place. But just click it. Let's see. Let's see what he says. Now he's talking about the Gabriel Tucker Bridge to Freeport.
Yeah.
He said that stretch of road, the Japanese did a study, and that road has to be elevated.
It has
Yeah.
to be.
Because it's way down.
It's
Now,
beyond.
the
It's
water
beyond. Yeah, that's why you
has to
can.
be elevated. They got to redesign that road. So that one, the Japanese already agreed. I mean, the grant was signed, everything for them to fix that road.
So if you see at the Japanese highway, the Freeport intersection, you see the height of that road. That is the elevation that is required. By the time you bend, you see that
Yeah.
there's a slope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the height of that road.
So that's how they would do it.
Yeah, you have to fill in.
But when they start Freeport, then from Freeport to Douala, all the way to St. Paul, it's going to be like that.
No,
They
they
say
got
they're working with the
they got this thing called bridge to bridge. So you're talking about from Gabriel Tucker Bridge to the St. Paul Bridge.
No, but they haven't signed any contract
Yeah.
from Freeport to St. Paul.
Yeah, but I mean that's in their long-term plan. You know, it's bridge to bridge.
In the front line.
Okay.
I love the prayer in the line.
that probably they say it for itself.
No, but you have to do that. You have to do that.
Let's hear the Minister of Public Works once again.
So the entire corridor is covered. And I can say to you, simply, yes, I think we need to back ourselves back to 100. And I can say to you simply, by 2028, 2029, with everything custom, you can drive from here to Harper, Maryland County, and come back. You know, I grew up in Harper, and I want to be
to make sure that this is happening on the road as well. But then there are other, contractors too on non-contracted roads that didn't be able to deploy.
Mhm.
So he was just telling us about what is happening on the south, from the Buchanan to Greenville Road, a lot of intervention, and I think we're doing well.
Mhm.
So imagine what's happening with even the budget being approved.
Exactly.
Hmm?
And you see, Seb, one of the things that baffle me is when you drive around town, right?
Mhm.
And you see these roads. I wonder whether in the contract of these road, these engineering firm,
Mhm.
do they include sidewalks? Because most of the time you see they say road complete, you see the drainage is there left open, no cover. The danger it poses to pedestrian, no way for people to walk on the sidewalk. I think one of the things we need to do, especially this administration, is to push some of these contractors, look at the contract, review it, and see what when you say complete, what exactly does completion means?
And
In
then
engineering term, whether it's just lay the
no,
asphalt.
no. It's in the contract. Completion is clearly spelled out. There were errors in the past where
Mhm.
roads were constructed with all sidewalks, no proper
Mhm.
drainages and all of that, but that have changed now. So all of the new roads since maybe 2015
Okay.
or so, they all have drainages, they all have sidewalks,
Mhm.
especially in urban
Yeah.
populated centers. They're there. So I know at some time there was consideration, in fact, to do some correction on existing roads.
Okay, gentlemen, we have 5 more minutes to talk about this road thing since the Minister of Public Works will be here. So I want us to go back to this clip and then we'll come to electricity. I'm hoping that in this portion of he will talk about the 100 days. Yes, don't worry, the fool here. You won't eat now. Stevie won't eat. Okay, so let's go back to this clip and see. And yes. Please, I hope the audio is good.
And so we're beginning to work on that. The European Union did a pre-feasibility study on the entire corridor to create what we call the coastal highway. The coastal highway is becoming a reality. And I'd like to also take this time and congratulate the past government for the first step that we made, and we're picking that up to make sure we can progress with it. But that's what government is about. Continue with it. So currently, we got some money from the Indian ESA Bank. They've done the studies already, and currently the design's been done, of course, review. It's 96 kilometers should be paved, and that is, we started from Bagleyville to come towards Greenville. So Bagleyville to Sasta, then come back from Sasta, Georgia, to what you call Kenya. And there's a place in Renku that's going to cover, so funding for the first 50 kilometers, but they're doing 96 kilometers already. And it's part of the coastal highway. We also in our arrest agenda spoken to them. And I can say to you, those of you who have not seen the Southeast or don't know the Southeast, or those of you who do know the Southeast, the best beaches in this country can be found in Vancouver, in such as a Red Sox. In fact, one of the only Savannah line, the Savannah lane you have in this country, is in Princess. Okay, very beautiful. And so tourism can be a key part of how we can also unlock the potential to develop our country. So we see that, and that's why the arrest agenda says the last, which is T, says tourism. So connecting infrastructure to support tourism. And so this project is definitely going to enhance the potential out of Grandview County. So we are now looking to have conversation with those who have interest in working from Grand Bassa into Cessna, Greenville, and then of course into Backneville, which was completed now, ring fence the country to an extent, go up to Lupa, and we're talking about that. And at that point, we can now safely say the country at least.
Okay. Okay. So clearly, funding has not yet been sourced for the road from to Cestos and to clearly funding have not yet been sourced. But let's talk about the 100 days. Now, this is what you need to know. And we're not going back to that clip. So the minister said that they have contracted 9 companies so far to do road maintenance during this rainy season to make the all driving, no car stuck in the mud a reality, right? All of the 9 companies, 5 of those companies are Liberian-owned companies. What that means is Liberian, putting money in Liberian people in the pockets too. 4 of them are the SICO, the Chico, SSF, and the rest. But 5 of them are Liberian. So Liberians now will have to prove themselves because so Liberians will have to prove themselves. Now, he said also that from Lofa, let's begin with the Lofa end. From Vonjama through to Foya, through to Menekoma, the SSF is on that road. That's the assigned, portion of the road. They will be doing interventions there. Once there is any complaint of, the rings and the road getting deplorable, they will move in there with their equipment and do some work. From Salaye all the way through to Vonjama, Zozo to Vonjama, that road is the worst stretch going. You have Siko. Chico or Siko, the 2 companies can confuse me.
But you had the Chinese people resemble.
Siko. I don't know who won't get it. Now Siko or na Chico, but one of them, doing that road from Zozo all the way to Vonjama. They will be on that particular road. Now we play the clip for the video, the road video. From Tapeta to Zwedru, there is another company on that road doing road maintenance during the 100 days. That company has been contracted for 2 years. So it means for the next year or so, or up to 2 years, that company will be on that road and they will make sure no car will be stuck in the mud. In the process of that, the government will be trying to source funding to do they already have money for the pavement of that road. So they will start now to make the pavement, but they'll be making some interventions. From Swedru to Fishtown, that road is also the west stretch of the road. Another company is on that road working. Similarly, and we were talking about the river process. Similarly, from Bicano Junction, going into Palm Bay, going into Testos, going into ITI, and going into Silo. 2 companies are on that stretch of road. Doing this as we speak, 2 companies are on that stretch of road, making some interventions. That is how they are tackling this whole thing. And of course, somebody talking about the Ramos Road and talking about the Bapolu and all of that. That is how they are tackling the interventions they are making for the 100 days. Let's hear your thoughts. You were talking about the sections end.
Yes, so I think the minister and his team at the public works they are on hold in regards to the whole 100 days delivery. Because we have two major roads in the country that sometimes give us the toughest time is the Tabata to Zwedru route, and then the coastal highway that is always giving us a tough time to be able to get to the southeast. The guys are on course to do it. As I said earlier, the Kenan to Atia is like a pavement because the B-Matic got a concession there. They did a lot of work. The Golden Valero people took their route from the Golden Valero checkpoint as far as Town, and then through the Sapo National Park, you have these logging companies So they're doing much pretty well there, and the place is better. The only two stretches that are on that road that are a little bit bad from ITR to Golden Valera, and the minister said they all go to it. Then from Putu Penuki to Kawiki, where the Kuta stop. So that stretch will be better for the road as they're doing the Rabos road, and they're also doing the local road. I saw all the local activities. I saw from Manila as far as Kulawuya, the guys are doing pretty well. So the 100 days delivery will be on course, and I'm very sure, as the minister said, by 2028 or 2029, you can now drive for 2 or 3 hours to get to Harbour and come back the same day.
Great. We've been joined by Mr. Bwaka Jaliba, Honorable Bwaka Jaliba, Vice President for administration. Is that administration local?
I'm not honorable. My name is Bwaka. We tend to hide these titles. Before us, 1,000 starting roles. After us, 1,000 more. It's what you're doing to the roles. Then you become an honorable person. At this point, just call me Bwaka.
Okay, so Bwaka, welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Patrick.
Also being joined by the man who heads the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Honorable Jericho Bangalu. Thanks for joining us. Thanks so much. No, you okay though? You okay there? You are live on the street. You okay?
Patrick, I don't bother in saying I resist honorable. I will from Council Bangalu.
Councilor Bangalu.
Honorable Councillor.
Honorable Councilor. But thanks guys for joining us. Now we're talking about roads, but let's begin with you. The Minister of you were there too, but let's begin with you, Bwaka. The Minister of Public Works laid out clearly some of the interventions they are making. Your thoughts?
So just to start off, maybe the house cleaning. I listened to Mr. Nangwe coming up. The road between Harper in Maryland to Carlo Canyon, that road as far as 2017 May during the UP government, pavement started on that road. If you go to the Ministry of Public Works website, May 2017, you will see pavement along that road. And so the process around pavement along that road did start from the United Party. It's on the Ministry of Public Works website.
That's correct.
That's correct. And you can be able to.
I was part of the groundbreaking.
Correct. So I traveled on that road to at the time I worked with the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and then we were doing in Sino with the whole center training. And I rule on the trees, the people. I just want to make clarification. Regarding the some of the things that the minister said, the entire system corridor, the Southeastern corridor, that leave out of Africa. As far as Red Road goes, those towns led down here, of course, there was Red Road, and then there's the other Red Road to Kawiki. All right, of course, to the Putu area, and then go to Kawiki, and then back to Fishtown. There has been enormous intervention on that road, and I think that we have to commend the current team for procuring those kinds of contractors and ensuring that funds are readily available in terms of beginning forward. And that has to be committed. What we will do, we will not make a lot of publicity around these things, but we will do it. We will not here talking about. We'll be able to ensure that we do the rule, we'll do the Southeast rule, but we will do it gingerly, and we will have the funds and be able to implement what we want to do. But we will not be in our context of doing big publicity and doing it.
Great. Mr. Minister, let's hear your thoughts. You were there at the press briefing on, was that Tuesday, Thursday?
Yes, it was on Thursday.
Thursday, roads, before we come to sports and electricity. Let's hear your thoughts.
So the minister was very, very candid and emphatic on what the ministry would do. And I like the the schedule and the statistics provided. You know, when someone is real, you see it. There's no politics. He spoke based on tangible and the reality. I could see it in his face because I was seated right there. He was genuine about what he was saying. He's not an impressionist, and I can just say there are better days for Nigeria, especially when it comes to roads. And you know, when the president is emphatic about roads, he ties roads to a lot of other things. How can you be talking about agricultural development when you don't have roads? How can you talk about the health sector and improvements, especially in the county, when pregnant people will be on ambulances and they are stuck in the mud? So for him, roads, I mean, that's something he doesn't think we should politicize. And so when we begin seeing, you know, like Boga said, when you look at the interventions that have been made across the country, you come to appreciate and realize that this thing is beyond the 100 days. This thing is going to be beyond the 100 days because I saw what is obtaining between Tabitha and Granger now. Yes, I saw that on the video.
Yeah, so we have the video right here. While he's talking, can you just drop the video on the screen?
I also appreciate the fact that the Zaza to Vonderman stretch on the same language those I mean was this Zaza Vonderman, but even feasible. So
Yeah.
Zaza to Vonderman have been a challenge, serious challenge. Vonderman to Foya, serious challenge.
But now it's much
But
better.
now, feedback I'm getting, because I'm from that side, serious work going on, SSF, between the Vonderman and Foya corridor.
The only problem
And
was
then-
not here, Giddy, when he claimed that Vow Hill.
Yeah, but I know Camel Hill too is a problem. Camel Hill is a problem.
And now you're like, bro, hey, like, bro.
But SSF did it before.
Yeah,
They did it before. I know I went
We did
through,
that.
yes, I went through that side.
We didn't
With
have Madam
ease.
Sadiq. We didn't have Madam
Yes.
Sadiq going in there. Why same from official?
Same Loma man.
I'm a product of this government.
Unification policy.
Same man and Loma woman.
Okay.
His father crew.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
But why are you surprised?
No, I'm just, trying to strike the balance between
Nangwe and Lofa,
yeah,
Yeah, but it takes two people now to produce one.
Yeah, but some of these things are really, but before somebody leave for away, yes, I need to come up with
The man went to school. The man went to Setiara.
In brother, facility thing. In Ghana, I live myself.
Yeah.
Ghana, where the man come from, that's where you come from.
Yeah.
But anyway, consider being in the southeast. Then
I'm a
we got too many people.
I'm a Nangwe.
So, just to be able to cap this thing, Patrick, this government will do the road between Medina Junction and the Robertsport.
Wow.
And
You mean
unlike-
You mean
You mean
unlike pay. Yeah.
Okay.
Unlike other governments that talk about, do the road and then there's this kind of what I refer to as this kind of fixed gesture. You go there, you do just 10-meter row, and then you see you want to do the row for boats. We will be very factual of the folks there, and by the end of the government, talking to the Minister of Public Works and the Cabinet Secretariat, that road is one of the roads that will be done this year.
But Patrick, in addition to that, I think it was 2011 or so when the celebration of the independence was in Bapulu. And the route we used was Broadville.
Yes.
And I was really, really impressed when I heard the minister say that is also being considered.
Correct.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
so,
you
so
know.
before the end of the government, I mean, we have
That's
that's the
positive.
Keep My Road done. That road
So,
will be
so
done.
we are working on the
We're working-
banding constraints on roads.
we end with sports. We're coming to rural electricity now. But before we do that, let's get some feedback from what's happening on the road from Tapeta to Zwedru. And this clip was given by a journalist. Thanks to Radashos, is that his name? Are we ready? Please go ahead.
Current under construction by the resignation, and they're saying that they're carrying the road straight to Zwedru. Seeing the engineer, see the machine about that. Okada is there. I thank you, gentlemen. So why are you carrying the road? Straight to you.
15 kilometers.
So it's going to you. All right, I thank you. Now the people couldn't go down the road. All that comment for you. Oh, that.
After the 100 days now, because we are approaching the season.
Yeah.
So next dry season now, we start with quota. The same people will start with quota.
Oh, okay. I thank you.
Okay. Now you got that clip. That's what's happening. If you're just here and you get in Adam Motor with Turkey, you see that for yourself. In the next few weeks, more of those clips will be out, and we've urged the Public Works Minister to move in there with reporters to be able to get some of these first-hand clips coming in, gentlemen.
Important.
Very
Yeah,
important.
I mean, very important.
Let's move on to electricity.
Rural electricity.
Rural electricity. So that's rural electricity. Yesterday, Mr. Samuel, OIC for the Rural Renewable, is that it?
Rural renewable.
Rural
Yes.
and Renewable Energy
Rural-
Agency.
Great. Your group is responsible for rural electricity, correct?
So let's just do so it's the Rural and Renewable Energy Agency. And basically what we represent is catering to rural areas, but largely people that are off-grid. Now, off-grid meaning those that are not in a position in the short term or so to be on the AEC land. Let's just put it that way.
Those are the people you cater to.
Those are the people that we're catering to.
So what is the plan? What is the plan for places? I know Bong County has electricity. I know Mangibi has electricity. I know Nimba has electricity. I don't know about Basa. What is the plan?
Patrick, just before
Yeah.
going to the plan, probably I want to know the in terms of the current status, in terms of the world, current status, and then you can answer.
Well, probably just to remind our listeners, RREA is relatively new. It was enacted in 2015, and basically they have one cardinal responsibility, ensuring the development of plans for rural electrification, but largely utilizing renewable energy resources. And so this means that resources that are other than terminal, meaning generators and all those kinds of things. So our main generation sources are solar, and then also mini hydro. And
Now,
those
when you
kinds of
say
things.
solar, that's a good point. But people, the mediocrity or the thought pattern around solar. Let's try to simplify it so people get to know. I mean that some big countries are using it.
Yeah.
Some people don't know. People just think that hydro.
The sun remains the biggest opportunity for power, the biggest. And now, getting about the environment and the greenhouse gases and everything like that. So there's a lot of movement towards using renewable sources.
And we have a lot of sun here.
So there's a
of
lot.
sun here. It's wasted.
So even if you see with AEC, the World Bank has just given them a lot of money. So they want to deploy now as part of their mixed generational capacity there at Mount Cafe, I think up to about 25 to 30 megawatts
of solar.
As part of.
So it means during the rainy season when we're losing, during the dry season when we're losing water at the hydro,
yeah,
the solar can
complement. And in most countries now, they're going towards solar. I mean, because the cost of generation is very cheap. So I understand even you produce as low as 5 cents or below 5 cents per kilowatt hour compared to other ones. So it makes a lot of economic sense to make that investment into there. But going back to the Rural and Renewable Energy Agency, we're guided by what now we call the National Electrification Strategy. Before we had something else, but now we got about this, and the commitment is to be able to electrify using renewable energy resources up to about 1.1 million citizens, households, using up to about $206 million. So far in our portfolio, we have about 50% of that already, that we'll be able to finance. And it's just good to talk a bit about that. So we have the LARI NAP, which is the Liberia Renewable Energy Access Project. This is what we've been doing since 2018 in Lofa, and literally this was to use, and this is Bangalore area, to use a mini hydro.
The Kai High is the Kai High
on the Kai High.
Yeah. From Yando.
From Yando. Yando. On the Kai High River, specifically in Baloma.
Baloma,
yeah. Nice place to be able to provide electricity to Masabolahun, Bolahun, Kolahun, Vonjema, and then Foya, and all of the towns and communities between us. All of the towns and communities between there. And sorry.
All right. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He's distracting me. Yeah, and so, and then we're supposed to blend that with generational capacity using diesel, 1.8 megawatts diesel plants. So that construction is already ongoing in Vonjema. Then we're supposed to also now do supply installation of low and medium voltage lines and do the connection. So that is ongoing. But we have problems now with the dam itself, and there are cost variations. So there are different considerations in deploying a solar panel. So we're in discussion on that. The second one is the rural renewable energy for electrification in Liberia project. So this is being funded by the African Development Bank, and this is trying to develop another generational capacity on the grading force that's in Nimba. Yeah, so that one will have a capacity of about over 9.5 megawatts. And the thing about that is that if that goes through, it reduces our reliance on Cote d'Ivoire energies that we are relying on to supply our cross-border projects. So we're currently getting 8 megawatts from them for Nimba, Grand Jide, River G, and Harper, Maryland. So if we do that, then we can simply rely on what we'll be producing in there.
But you will not supply records.
That's some of the requirements.
No, we're not saying we need them more than even the Africans will need it. And then so that is being funded by the African Development Bank. So we have something called the Liberia Electricity Sector Strengthening Assets Project. So that is being co-implemented with the LEC. And our part is use our side of the funding to begin to use stand-alone solar grids for hospitals, schools, do street lights in public spaces. That is ongoing. And then we were able to sign an agreement with the Abu Dhabi Fund to develop another potential on the G River, in River G. And that potential is about 2 megawatts facility. So with the same concept with the grading project, that will see us evacuating that power into the lines that already supply River G and other places.
So let me hold you there 1 second. Let me ask you
Mhm.
the end game. Most of the time, what is there an economic component to this whole idea about renewable energy? That let's say, how does electricity, for example, answering the question, how does electricity, for example, lift people out of poverty? Or is the goal just to electrify these places?
No.
Is there
So like roads, I was talking earlier
Mhm.
that in 2015 or there was a binding constraint analysis that was done, funded by the Millennium Challenge account. At the end of those discussions, it was indicated that if we took care of our road infrastructure and took care of our electricity access, that would be the beginning of removing development constraints. Okay, so deliberate actions were taken by the government then to invest in roads and then invest in electricity. And then so for the Millennium Challenge account, for example, they decided that they will partner with the government in the electricity sector.
okay?
So there are a lot of downstreams activities if people have access to electricity. So if there are roads and there's constant and supply electricity that is affordable, you see a lot of industries shooting up. So imagine on the Ganta Harper Highway, where we already have good potential, whether in agriculture, forest extracts, mining, and all those kinds of things. So if you have electricity, then clearly it spurs economic growth and development in other sectors. So that is the end game for us.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me ask you, Sam, what's the difference between what you're doing in terms of the genuineness compared to what we saw all around in towns and villages, these solar street lights that are almost all off now?
So the solar street lights basically provide light. That's it. So you don't use it for any other thing. It's light for you to see. And that is not solely what we want to do. So we want for people to access electricity for productive use. You can set up your small shop, you can set up your small machinery, business, you can run stuff. So that's not what we're talking about. So say, for example, if we invested in a community and put at their disposal maybe 3 megawatts, 5 megawatts of electricity, a lot of things can happen in those communities. And that is leading me to what we call the Rural Electrification Program in the Southeast that I did my post about 2 days ago. So that is with the European Union, where we're investing, along with them, 40 million euros. So for the first time in a long time, we're going to see Greenville being electrified, and not just street lights being electrified. For a long first time, we're going to see Barclayville electrified, not just providing them with street lights.
Mhm.
And then Buchanan, for the last 2 years, the substation there in Buchanan that was put in there through the CRSG Transco, it's been energized, has just been sitting there. Okay. Now everything holding constant. The first week, second week of May, we are going to start the supply and installation of distribution facilities in Buchanan. That's big news. Okay, that's big news. So those are the kind of things that we're talking about. So the president has been very clear about ensuring that people have access to power. But for our side, is to be able to cater to communities that will not be connected to the grid anytime soon. So those are the people that we deal with. The things is happening, and I think the one for the Southeast for me, not because I'm from the Southeast, but I think it's just satisfying that for now we're talking about roads Southeast, we're talking about power Southeast. So those are areas that have been cut off from our entire development plan, and bringing them back to the full light is just quite an exciting
and
news.
just to play small politics, and let me just come to you to play small politics. One would think that given the election results,
Yeah,
and how it went, that the focus wouldn't be on the Southeast. But it's the contrary. I listened to the minister the minister of public works talk about the kind of road projects they're doing there. I listened to you talking about all of these energy stuff that you guys are taking in the Southeast. What does it say in January?
Well, what it says is that that we are far removed the pettiness around partisan politics. If you look at the elections, over the first and second round of elections, we got 14% of the votes in the first round of elections, and of course, 16 in the same neighborhood, 16%. So the Southeast wholeheartedly and I would say overwhelmingly, voted for the CDC. But we are not interested into partisan politics when it comes to rural innovation and intervention programs. No, we are very concerned about. We have Liberians who live there. We are concerned about people, and that's why when Mr. Nambu were talking about interventions in Sino, with the entire rural renewal, the first time that you have that kind of thing where you can be able to supply electricity to homes, and so that we can be able to give our people this kind of form of decent living. All right, and I would probably want to ask them about some also Green Crew, whether they are those that are coming up. So we're not very concerned about whether you have in the Southeast or so.
No,
we are concerned about Liberians who live in the places.
I mean, the Southeast has been marginalized, and not just this has been historically true. But the potential in the Southeast, in terms of contributing to our national development, is just high. The bulk of our forest extract is there, minerals and the beaches, tourism, and all those kinds of things. So it's only fair that you do all these preparatory interventions. Patrick was talking earlier, and even the minister, Grand Crew. If you go into Grand Crew, the Sastan area, and you see those rolling landscapes. You don't have power. It's difficult. But for Grand Crew, so the plan now is that we're going to deploy just a little bit under 1 megawatt of solar power. Okay. And the excitement for me is that it's easy to deploy.
Right.
So 9 months, 1 year, bam, is there, including the distribution facilities, everything. And then we'll have a backup. So there's a 250 kVA generator system we want to put in. So we, by the next 2 weeks, we'll put those baits out. Find a contractor. No, I'm talking about, we'll start with Barclayville. Yeah. So we want to target all the capitals, and then we can expand from there.
Because I was just saying to you that don't focus too much on the cities thing going through the largest number of cities.
We are the same where we need to. But I mean, it's good, and it's good that we're having a conversation. Reason being is we need to hold each other accountable, and also at the same time be able to offer suggestions on ways each of us. You see, you have Minister Koye, Jalipa, from different parts of the whole puzzle.
But Steve, I like the fight. I mean, the one when the Walker and Sam say the people there are Liberians.
Exactly.
Have you seen the living condition of Liberians across this country? That even was worse over the past few years.
Mm-hmm.
The Grand Crew, the Sino, forget about the way they voted. The people have been living in terrible conditions.
It's about time.
Terrible conditions. On a serious note.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's no politics to be associated.
It shouldn't be.
The politics. And my works I mean in terms of resources, going to Sino, and she comes back from these few trips. It's just horror story. I mean, some of the pictures, some of the videos I see from there, in terms of how interventions there with about diversity and internet livelihood support through some partner programs. And I mean, the stories are horrible, and there are a lot of untold stories I could say. And I think that if we want to make interventions into those areas, we have to remove, the issue of the politics. And again, as we are talking about the binding constraints as provided by the MCL of 2015, one of the major binding constraints is the issue around energy. Even in terms of households, in terms of businesses, 82% of the operating profit
it goes into
the costs. It goes to energy. And so when you have all these cheap and affordable energy programs into the areas, you sort of remove some of the crunches from the for the entire aspect regarding business inclusion in terms of creating value, jobs along the value chain, and all these things. So I would think that that those are very, very good. And I'm very happy that I'm going to say this to you. When I saw that there would have been a lot of interventions in the Southeastern area regarding energy, distribution and supply, or supply in Southeast.
And just to talk about the Greenville ones, so developing a mini plan takes no less than 2 years to 3 years to do. So that takes time. It's like the dry door story. Dry door sweep, but what will be eating until the door gets dry? So that's why
I gotta be done.
It's gonna be good.
it's called the dry door story. You will not change the name. It's a dry door story. Yeah, but the thing is that so the strategy now is we get first deploy, supply, and install the diesel stuff in, but then back that up immediately with the solar thing. So in Greenville, we have 1.2 plus megawatts of solar power being, and solar grid being installed. Plus this, so that would be completed probably in a year's time. So for the first time, Greenville is on. So it takes 2 years to do the mini hydro plant on the Simon River. That contract will be signed next week. So we're talking about rolling that out almost immediately. The Buchanan one we talked about earlier is
And then straight to Fahum.
I bet the man come out,
No,
somebody is beyond for you.
You just bail straight on the road, and you see the bread on the road.
That was very
because we're thinking the reason I was thinking, when we
District.
when I work with customs, right? We're thinking about what it will cost us to man the border, right?
And it sits on the border.
Yeah, and we looked at, for example, where I got from Kipman. Kipman had about 27 illegal crossing points that somebody don't have to walk to Bow Water side official checkpoint. By the time the water dry, people can jump on these places. And so that's why I asked for Balma, because Balma was one of the places they talk about. But I was telling somebody we don't have that capacity to adequately man the border in ways that
Well, they say the best security is the one you don't see.
But you know, there is easier to come to Monrovia from Baihun, shorter to come to Monrovia from Baihun South, than passing through.
So where are you going to pass if you're coming back?
It's sitting basically on the coming back to Monrovia.
Yeah, I mean,
you pass you go pass through.
But between me and you,
I can say this.
between me and you,
So
Vahun and Kolaun closer to Monrovia
It is.
than any other part of that whole.
So there's a road. Yeah,
It only makes sense in my mind
for people to be
going through
Ceremony.
Banga. Don't forget it.
Yeah.
Right now you gotta go through Banga, from Banga you go Saraje, Zozo, Fonyama. Then you start coming back Monrovia, you understand? When you start coming back to come to Kolaun. From the Kolaun end, you easily enter
Pass through
Bapolo.
through Bapolo.
Very short.
So the Ministry of Public Works will have been looking for that route.
there has always been a problem with that hill going to. Anytime you talk to them, they will say,
The Camel Hill.
the hill that the problem, the Camel Hill, yeah, the hill that the problem, the hill that the problem. Don't try to do something about that.
No,
thing.
they Patrick, I just a lot of concerns, right? From time immemorial, we always heard about this story. They had Gina on the power rule, on the power rule. Every time they carry the machine there, so it took more than 100 years for Mansell to be president of the country. And then she had to carry Gina on the power rule.
What were the road to Banga? To pay
All the artificial, the kind of mythical stories, and Gina the rule, and so. Why talk? I mean, for all the years where we go taking water from. The true story.
Look at
For the Chinese guy was doing the road between Banga to go to Ganta recently during the Mansell time. That whole water. The whole water got they spotted the guys, took all that kind of that water and ate all. Regularly, you don't see that as the most. So the whole thing about right out there, around on that road,
The one that took so I think they came to the house.
No, the symbol of the country in terms of what it's like in terms of sporting. And that's where we used to groom our excellent players from. But the counties, people use it now as the center of attraction to be able to mobilize and be able to restore some kind of harmony. Where are we? This currently has been postponed 2 times now. So let's go back to the Minister of Youth and Sports and see. He gave us
The man trailer, real low five.
I saw.
Don't bring a lover in there, mate.
But I don't know with the Patrick.
Youth and sports.
So why you get
Republic of
support
Liberia,
team?
I will
The
never,
man has no son.
Samuel Doe, president of the country, used to support Grand G there.
over my dead body, I will never support
But
lover.
Joseph Baga wear no fata.
I don't know about that. I know that. And for Liberia.
I saw Yonton with one of the city
Who's the Yontons?
Henry. I saw him with this chair. The other man guy said,
They try in the car. Don't bring politics.
Bring it now.
Try in the car.
Don't worry now.
Yeah, so let them bring it. If my Java listening, please bring the t-shirt.
But one of the dear colleagues here. Why?
They had a big man with a deputy minister.
I think this year I will support Sino.
But
where you from? You from Sino?
I don't know about that.
So normally he aligns with the Imam.
This year I will support Sino.
Yo, come on, yeah.
Me, I get 4 counties.
You alone?
Yeah.
You display man, so
Also, I don't.
For me, not my uncle.
Then I'm nobody. They may want win.
Our both counties.
nobody.
You know,
Most of where I live.
I got one begin in my area. He say he from Baka, Madrid, Melu.
That's it.
He on the winning side. He on the winning side.
But Melu for everybody.
So, Steven, let's.
Where are we?
My people of Liberia, the National County Sports Meet will officially kick off on tomorrow.
Wow.
Simultaneously
Give you a t-shirt. Oh,
simultaneously in 4 counties. In 4 counties.
we call again. You
And the
said
counties are Montserrado,
Bagu.
Margibi, So actually, my first county meet, even though I am the minister now, but we met the program,
Yeah, I know that.
the plan for this had already been done. And the counties were about to, the county meet was about to start. But because of the whole transitional process and the emphasis on inauguration, so they had to defer it. So we had to, but meanwhile, we're still introducing some things, especially, for example, the one that has to do with creating some short-term job opportunities for Liberians. Instead of it just being the old normal thing, where, oh, maybe the ministry just put people and deciding what happens and getting additional jobs when they're already employed. We said no. We create some short-term jobs, whether it's parking attendants or the sales of tickets. So we have said that, but for the preliminary rounds, the counties actually are giving the leverage.
Okay.
They decide how they go about it. So the host counties, that's what I mean. But especially when we come down
In
for the
Montserrat, where the
quarterfinal,
host county, where is the game?
it's the ATS, the Andre Thomas Stadium.
And not SKD?
No, that's what they chose. The Montserrat county that hosting decided ATS
For the
and speaking
preliminary.
for the preliminary.
Oh, okay.
For the quarterfinals, we're moving all to the SKD.
And they will
host
raise
county.
more money ATS.
Well,
But if you raise more money, SKD still. You know, going to feed them all.
well, I think that's why they were also
Oh, yeah.
looking at the
But
looking.
control SKD.
But I know. But let me tell you, I told them, I said, look,
Say, look, you have
if you have maybe 12,000 at ATS, if the fee is very packed.
Yeah.
You could have the same 12,000 at SKD, but the fee looking like Impact.
Yeah.
You understand? You still make the same money.
Yeah.
But again, we allow them to decide the venue. Once it is a venue that meets the standard, we allow them because it's Montserrat. If you had a stadium in Bentonville and they wanted it to go there, that's where we would have gone. If the technical center in Carisburg had the capacity, I'm sure they would have said, let's decentralize and go to Carisburg. So, I mean, we give them that leverage. They make determination on where. But I just like to again state to Liberian people that the national county meet officially kick off tomorrow. It will kick off simultaneously in the 4 venues. So just as it is starting here in Montserrat, it will be starting in Nimba. Nimba will be, I think, engaging Bong. It will also be in Margibi, right here, where you have Lofa, Bassa, and Margibi in that zone. And then it will also be kicking off in River G, where you have River G, Granger there, Maryland, and Sino. So at the end of the day, the teams that will qualify will now come to Monrovia for the quarterfinals.
Baku.
But,
So,
but let me, Patrick, before
Yeah.
you come, let me just say something. And this is just a suggestion for next year.
Yeah.
Let playing the counter meet like a national
Kind of,
event, like a carnival. And people who like the diaspora Liberians, right, who could talk to airline to get package deal that that kind of like when the counter meet is coming, where people coming to Liberia, where is this whole festival, that kind of.
Steve, you are 100%.
so if you want to do it, then you do it around July, the independence.
And let me say to
In the
you,
rain,
You want to go in at the time,
But-
but like overseas, get
but-
the
for
Or
you
March.
guys,
March.
you guys are automatically co-opted on the planning committee.
thank you.
Because this is what my vision is.
Yeah, on the planning committee.
Changing this whole thing. No, all of you qualify now to be on the planning committee.
Including me.
Yeah, the family members who will be there. We don't put 2 million people from one county then that. So say all of you from different counties. But let me tell you, Steve, what we intend to do is because the county meet is one single event in terms of the gathering of Liberians for entertainment that you cannot match with any other event, especially the complex. I was with the cultural people the other day. Julie Andy was with me earlier and the Fatu Gavelog group. If you listen to their suggestion, the cultural troops from the various counties to even be part of the carnival, where they could even compete just by their performances. And then the judges make determination on who the best 3 winners are. You understand what I'm saying? So,
even the food, the delicacy.
exactly.
Maryland people come from butter.
From Butter, they have their own booths.
They get people there.
They have their own booths. So it become a national thing, not just the football or the kickball. Even in the sports, the women are now saying they want to play women's soccer.
But you should.
And of course they will.
should.
And
It will be
they track and
included.
few, they track and few people.
The
make it.
athletics,
Yeah.
you know, so we need to But with the ideas that will bring it up and with the sponsorship, because it will not just be government. I'm not sure government will be able to. But if the sponsorship can come, work with the various line ministries, it becomes a multi-sectoral thing, where information ministry will work with us on a cultural aspect, you know, and other ministries that got something to do with it. We all blend it and we make it that big national. I'm sure we're going to
the
meet.
airline, let them get package deals.
Exactly.
For people who come into Liberia, you know, that week,
That's a
they get
brilliant.
ticket, get hotel,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, we can make it a whole kind of a whole festival.
The whole festival, the whole Liberian thing, you know.
Let's talk about the
Whole
various
festival.
zones so that the public is aware. So tomorrow the county meet starts at the same time in different venues.
In different venues.
Montserrado, the first game is there are 2 games tomorrow.
Tomorrow, 2 games in Montserrado.
Montserrado versus
Tomorrow, the first will be Cape Mount versus Bombing,
okay,
and then Montserrado Bapulu.
or at the SKD.
Kickball and football.
Game time.
Well, the kickball will start by 10.
Where SKD?
No,
ATS,
yeah,
the Antoinette Thomas Stadium. And of course, the football edition will start by 2 o'clock. And then the
That's
second
enough
to 4
light to
o'clock.
that ATS.
The ATS has the capacity. I can tell you that for sure.
You have standby.
Where everything is on course and on track. You know, that place is managed by the Liberia Football Association, and FIFA has
Come to SKD,
upgraded
I'll ask you about the lights.
those stadiums.
Because the last county meet,
But man,
You know,
please, let's focus on
But I
the
thought the Northern
country
Ireland-
meet. Oh, man, tell you, we're going to
so when I
But LTA will
The
sponsor
prices.
us anyway.
yeah, the next county meet.
They'll buy the lights.
Look at you. So the next, I think Sonny, you need to play.
Oh,
The next county, they get the ticket prices. Ticket prices on.
Yeah, somebody say, I think Harris
Uh-huh.
said,
Well, somebody say what?
Please.
the price for the game between Mankibi and Grand Banso, VIP $10.
Mankibi and Grand Bazaar in
Basso.
in Mankibi, no.
Hey,
In
Mankibi.
Kakata,
You
yeah.
can tell, yes.
Oh, at the stadium.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, like I said, the host actually giving leverage. They do the tickets, and they we only tell them to not be exorbitant because we want Liberians to also be part of the event. So they would make determination. A bulk of what is collected goes to the host county because they put a lot into the preparation too because they are the host. So yes, so the prices are all out now on Facebook and in the media, you know, advertisements on.
Are there complimentary tickets?
Well, no, the complimentary ticket it will sound complimentary, but it's actually for people who have invested. You know, we have sponsors. Yeah.
Incoming sponsors.
Point man.
Yeah.
I mean, you carry the game.
Yeah, we carry the game.
Well,
Well,
you carry the game, you're a good partner.
yeah, very well. Look out to maybe we want to sponsor.
Not
Next
maybe.
year.
Next
I
year.
don't
Next
like
year.
look.
Next
Anyone talking here, it's a maybe. I have problem with you.
And then you hurry up.
Renewable energy. No car. How you call it LTA? How you call it LCA?
Look at Patrick who can say come on Mankibi. So
We
Patrick
got-
come from Mankibi.
We got too many sponsors next year. The good thing about these sponsors, all of them are my friends and brothers. So there's nothing that is going on. But let me tell you, Steven and Patrick, want to commend our sponsors. You know, for a company to say we do the jerseys, we provide equipment. So I mean, I just like to
So who are the
commend
sponsors?
ArcelorMittal. I
Wow.
want to commend APM Terminals. I want to commend Orange Liberia.
Wow.
I want to commend Duxbed, Aqua Life. In fact, this morning I'm told they just took 1,000 sacks of water, you know, to the venue.
Wow.
You know, yesterday we got a call through the deputy minister that winners, and so it's going to be unique. Winners will be contributing millions of Liberian dollars, was directed to
Prices.
prices
Excellent.
for the teams, you know, the best performing teams to be first, second, third place winners in all categories in terms of the disciplines in football, kickball, and then the most valuable player, you know, they will do the statistics and then they draw it up, you know, the best young player, all of these kinds of things, they drew it up already. And so I think it's adding more and renewed flavor to the whole county meet. And I'm just happy When the disaggregation is done, I will circulate how the prices would be like today, so that we all will know. But the fact that winners could decide to invest in that, would like to say hats off to them. I want to.
Is there a specific?
I want to be careful. I don't want to leave out some of the sponsors. So I know NASCOP and all of these people are contributing, and so we have the sponsors listed, published. Whatever they contribute will be published. Let me tell you.
At this point, who is the biggest sponsor?
I think for now it's the government of Liberia. The government,
private sponsor.
ArcelorMittal. ArcelorMittal. Yeah, ArcelorMittal contributed $80,000.
And
Even though 10, of course, yes, single largest. $10,000.
Luca used to spend over $500,000. I mean, we'll get back to that stage.
Yes. $10,000 of that amount is directed to.
Yes.
They instructed that $10,000 of that amount will be directed to printing of T-shirts and other things, which they did. But let me just say something, and we all got to work on it together. Like we said, we inherited this, but I'm not happy with printing tickets, spending almost $25,000 to print tickets. So that's what we inherited, and it already happened. But the next year, we can talk to EcoBank or any of these institutions to print the tickets and then put their big EcoBank on it. I mean, and you don't have to pay $25,000. And they say they're willing to do it. I'm just saying something. Yeah, fine.
Let's assume Club Beer wants to sponsor the ticketing.
Yeah.
If you buy a bottle of Club Beer, they stop, or how you call it, right? They can write in it this game and this game, this and that. They used to do it.
When you scratch this out.
By the time you scratch it, that's your ticket. To duplicate that particular one will be difficult.
Yeah. So I agree with you. So the whole marketing thing, and that's where Buckeye then will be co-opted. Because the whole marketing thing, we'll redesign it.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we'll be tapping on you people. Let's design a very brilliant marketing strategy and tap on our people. We can get it. And then eventually you're going to see the government, the burden will even be reduced. Because some of the major things, the counties do preparation for months and it is burdensome. Yeah. So individuals from the counties, they go through a whole lot. And
Mr. Minister, it is true that the county meet can be very political. Well, just after a heated political season. But last county meet was extremely political. Imagine last county meet, the final was between Lofa County and Nimba. That was even before a ticket pairing was done. And in that final, Nimba won the game, but the fee was, of course, jam-packed to capacity. And then we saw a ticket, a Lofa Nimba ticket. Now, this county meet is going to be political, coming from a heated political season and all of that. What role do you expect leaders to play? Do they take that, opposition leaders will support their counties? Leaders of the country too can support that. For example, the Jeremiah Koo can support Nimba with his Nimba jersey. The president, Joseph Boakai, is from Lofa. He can wear his green. So it doesn't mean that he's not the president of the country.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure they'll be seeing themselves as, I'm from Lofa. Especially for the president. I'm serious about that. That man like his from Liberia business.
Yeah, but remember now.
No one is saying that, but I'm just saying, I think he would be like me. We all would be in the National County Meet attire, and we go to support the process. In your heart, whatever joy you have will be kept in your heart. But for the president, the vice president, but for the lawmakers, obviously, for them, they don't have their own, because they are from the county. They were elected, by only people from the county. The senators, the representatives, they are elected by people from those counties. So conspicuously, you will see them.
And government officials.
You see them. Government officials.
Stephen, just one minute. I sort of see the performance of individual players in the county meet more enhanced when those same players play in the National League. For example, most of the county meet players they play in Division 3, Division 2. But when a guy goes to the county meet, I mean, he or she, you know, in terms of whether it's kickball or something, that performance so high. Is it all to or it is credited to what I refer to as the attendance, or it's just the kind of national euphoria?
Well, I think it's both attendance, the euphoria, and then the motivation. They guys make a lot of money too in the county meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, they make a lot of
Yes, I'm just so.
for their respective teams, maybe one man sponsoring the team, and so they see themselves as family. And my man, I don't have to get anything to play. Maybe they only await the subvention that comes from the Football Association, from FIFA through the FA, and they all accept that. But for the county meet, in fact, they decide how much they should be paid.
Okay.
Yes. So it is a job creation opportunity too for the county meet players. On a serious note, they pay their school fees, they pay their rent, and a lot of stuff after the county meet.
Okay. Let me just talk. I'm more interested in how does this process fit into the formulation of the national team? So I know that's probably one of the main reasons why we are happy to be able to scout talent. But then after that, I think the process just dies, and then we wait. So there are a lot of potential that we see, you know, from young people from these events. So what plans do you have to make sure that we come back where these county meets now become, you know, the stage to scout talent that will feed into the national team?
So the coaches are all at the various venues during the county meet. You know, scouting players for the national team is squarely the responsibility of the Liberia Football Association. So the Ministry of Youth and Sports does not decide on who plays for the national team. We are only to provide the financial and other support. Put that in the hands of the Liberia Football Association. They hire their coaches. I think you're aware we got foreign coaches here, the Romanian coach with his deputies. They will be at the various venues. The FA will deploy them, and they are also watching. There's restriction placed on the number of first division players per team and second division, so the emphasis can be more on the new players, the young players. And so they will be going out at the various venues to look at the players. There are international scouts that have begun coming for our national county meets. You won't believe it. The past 2-3 county meets, there are serious international scouts here, and some of the players have benefited. And then the clubs too, the various division clubs are also all out there watching to see the kind of players they can recruit to their various teams.
Don't you think it's incumbent upon the Youth and Sports Ministry and perhaps the FA to sort of encourage the development of the quality of the game at the various county meets? Because you go to the county meet games, I think you can take one first division player, one second division player, and all third division, fourth division. Now, I know you want to encourage young people too, but you also got to, since the National League is still struggling, and that's the biggest activity in terms of soccer in the country, why don't we encourage the first division players at least to go to 5, so that we see some of these Lone Star people who are potentially set for Lone Star to start playing the county meet at that level, to make the county meet more interesting in terms of the quality of the game?
Yeah, so what is the objective? If the objective is to scout players from the counties who have not showcased themselves at the national level, then you have to place some restriction on the number of first division players.
That's what I'm saying, 5.
Second division. Yeah, but 5, I know they have increased, I think it's to 3, and then the second division up. But it's a gradual thing, because there's also a demand by people in Vahon who say they can play.
Probably.
And they can play. What are you talking about? My man, go there.
So,
Let Guma Mende be playing, and you say Guma FC playing, you will find some players there. So I think they also have consideration for people who who are resident,
A resident.
so that it can also be seen
So,
as
yeah.
yeah.
One of the issues I have is that to have this player playing for this country this year, next year he's with the other county, the other year county. If you look at the foundational issues with the country going back and just taking a safari into the past, one of the things you see is someone like Tamabombo came out of Lofa. And so you have names and people come from the counties and they are associated with the county. And it's sort of it create that kind of process where you see the counter guys streaming into the national processes. But these days, I mean, they had of course Kiadi, the guy who scored the first goal at the SK Sports Conference. Charles Kiadi.
Yeah.
I mean, Kiadi for Cape Mount. All right, you have
Tier from
yeah,
playing from Lofa.
yeah, but then you have this person playing for it, and then it happens that the contest with the biggest with the deepest pocket, we just sign all the players for the next year, and so some of the guys even refuse to go now to go play for first division teams because they want to be in the country meet
perpetually.
Forever. So
Well, yes, but again, the freedom that is associated with sports generally, we model the county made after what obtains at the level of FIFA and the local FA and what have you. The clubs can go and scout from other clubs, and the players should have that leverage and that freedom once you satisfy all of the
so do we have a cap?
modalities.
So do we have a cap of a player how many times that player can play for a country?
Yes, so
play in a country meet, because then you have a situation where somebody playing in a country meet for 10 years.
yeah, so it's not perpetual.
Okay.
I know there was a restriction on you playing the county meet more than 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So these kinds of things. But I can also assure you that the whole county meeting is about reuniting people and making people to feel a part of a process. And so so you could have the name Jaliba, but actually you're from Lofa. You're from Lofa, and that has been the argument.
Jalabas.
The
corporate forms of Jalibas.
So somebody name can be we said, and then you see the person playing for Cape Mount.
No, because it just falls just by the country.
When you're just looking at the name,
Let's
it's beyond that.
Yeah.
So why Wisa is living in yeah.
Why
Of
did they
course.
look
We said that you look
How much they got the crew community there, you know that?
from Mary.
But you got trouble from Graduate. They got trouble from Graduate.
It is.
So what are you talking about?
They came from Canada.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. At the same time, you have Ernest Cooper and others playing for Lofa. The same in
Where the man coming from?
Let me ask you one question. If we instead of the cash prices, right? Instead of giving the county, if we say the county, in addition to cash price, but when you win the county, some kind of development, your county benefit from something.
So
Like that year, maybe Cape Mount win, say that year Cape Mount decided project get the money, Cape Mount benefits from maybe some kind of project that every Cape Mountainer can visibly see, or it can to an extent impact them.
So not just Cape Mount that win. What we're trying to do is, obviously there are some counties that have appreciable infrastructure. Montserrado, for example, FIFA has been doing well with the number of fields. So you got the refurbished ATS, you got the SKD practice pitch, you got the Tusafi, you got D12, then you got the how you call it?
The parks.
No, forget about the parks, but the technical center in Kirisburg. I'm talking about the FIFA projects. So if Mascherano wins, should you do something in Mascherano? We say you could take it to Grand Crew. Even if you begin with a mini field for the under 12.
Yeah,
You know?
last this year,
Yeah.
they were saying, oh, well, Bill, you know, ministerial in
Yeah.
all those places, you know, all these things.
Yeah,
became,
you do something
yeah,
for under 15. Or you do a little basketball gymnasium. Or you do something. So that's what we say. When we increase the sponsorship, we close the leakages about complimentary tickets and all of these kinds of things. Where everyone is
Why you
coming.
think complimentary?
And then you come and treat me the country. I don't know why they are country. Minister, they give out this matter on this one. Minister, give out this matter on this one. It's the quality of officiating of the games.
I tell you, man, the referee
We have seen over the past, whole county, we got counties banking everything on this county meet.
Yeah.
One guy stayed in the middle of the park, all right, gave these dubious penalties and rest of that. When they kind of walk out of the field, and then they get find the rest of that. You see, we are, because they see it now on camera, right? I watched the last one meeting in the one they had in Basel. That a guy stood up there, deliberately giving a signing penalties to the host teams, right? And everybody saying that broadly.
So Patrick and Buckeye, what is a penalty, for example? The league, the game has changed. I used to also think sometimes, I'm not backing anybody.
You remember?
I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't remember. I was
They have 4 5.
but let's give Buckeye. Let's give. Look, I agree with you. Is established, a serious penalty that is meted at them. So the referees themselves know. It affects their participation in international competitions too. So any serious referee will want to see themselves excel at the level of WAFU, CAF, and FIFA, being a FIFA badge. So if you go and you take money for a counter meet, at the end of the day when investigation is done and your career for the rest, well, so be it. But all I can say to you, we're putting every measure in place to ensure fair play. Because that's what the whole game should denote, fair play. So anyone caught compromising, I agree with you,
Can I suggest?
that there will be attempts
Can I suggest?
to tempt these guys.
Can I suggest something to the
Yeah, go ahead.
organizers?
Go ahead.
So let's begin with this county meet. End of the county meet, or at the end of every, for example, the preliminary, let's have a suggestion box, or let's have a way where the Minister of Youth and Sports or somebody else can go on the radio and ask, or suggestion box and ask the general public, what do you think about the officiating? I mean, or people can write, certain people who have compromised and drop it there so we know, and then we can pick up the investigation from right there.
I agree
Because
with
if we
you.
don't do it, you guys will just be
But
running
it
on our
should
way.
just be void of sentiment, because I mean all of us are county centric. I'm from this county, and so there's always cheating. All I'm saying to you, Patrick, they got the mechanisms in place. You have the Football Association. We don't control that aspect. They designate the referees, the match commissioners. They are independent. We don't get into their work.
But you control the county meet, so you should control that.
Yes,
So
we control the county meets,
right?
but we control when the referee is on that field. The referee is the decision maker.
And they have-
No, but that's the fact. It's universal.
But after the damage is done.
But it's universal. It's the referee. Whatever happens, that he takes responsibility
Yeah,
or should take responsibility.
Minister, and I agree, but I'm saying to you, there should be stronger reprimands for these
There are.
we will
AFS.
come there and just take funds from
All the
and get
books
shit.
there are. They have been suspending people.
Because you know,
for up to
referee,
5 years.
more.
I know the FA has been doing that. So if you have that, no, you need to help us. Provide some evidence, and you will see. I'm serious.
Again, if they
The minister, the thing is, it's real, and now then, unfortunately for them, they have these video recordings or there. You see it,
And so
all day. Somebody taking my money.
the most
but the
cheated
money part, you will not see the
one of
money.
the most cheated counties is Lofa.
But look, I'm not going to
In
that.
fact, the
I don't
most
believe
cheated
it.
county.
Lofa just won. Lofa won the tournament.
See Lofa, man.
Lofa won the tournament a year.
Especially at that Zulu state.
Okay, so let me cut this. Let me
Minister,
cut
another
this.
thing, another thing that encountered me is the issue of protest.
We give you hotter.
What happened?
Whenever what happened,
Everything-
there are
the
people,
mechanism
you know
in
what
place for
people
all of
who
that.
are popular for winning protest or filing protest or TC good, they let
Hey.
most of the time Basel, they will cheat Basel, they will Basel file protest. The other player will also play the other team using file, you know,
Stephen Cole, or the minister here is one of the beneficiaries.
Let me tell you something. But get it right now. Get it right. Protest is part of this thing. That's why we put it. If Patrick is not supposed to play, the rule is clear. No, the rule says you must participate.
Say that.
To file the protest, the player must participate. That means Alpha will always win it. All my ones as coach of Alpha will have won it 3 times. But let me tell you,
So that we can win.
the
now.
player must participate. The participation not just wearing the jersey and going, and then they do the inspection. You go sit and hold it on the bench, and then from there you go home.
So I mean, why you can prevent the man from
No,
playing?
no, because the man are not participating.
So don't let him play if he's not quite.
How do you know? How do we know? You can't be the judge. The court doesn't go looking for cases. Yeah. So you gotta participate. Then the remedy available is the protest that will be filed and then the points extracted. So that's how it is universally.
Minister, before we open the lines and engage the public opinion, I would like, we had this discussion the last Saturday. We were talking about how do we graduate from, how do we strengthen the local league? So some people were suggesting that we should make these counties teams now for the LFA. Is that something possible? Is that something we can consider? For example, Lofa Defenders and Nima Kwado, so that the people from the various counties, like Manchester United, like Newcastle, can support their teams with passion.
Let's make that part of the national sports dialogue that will be coming up soon. But it requires a lot of reflection. Quite frankly, the one time a year enthusiasm to sustain it every day, you have to do the calculation. Because it's one event, so a lot of people come around and they're willing to contribute at that one point. But if you're going to do it every day and come into Patrick, say, for example, or Nima is playing again, or Greg will play again, come and support.
No,
it.
we say teams.
Maybe-
Like
I'm saying-
Barrow.
Yeah, but you already have existing teams. How do you handle that situation with those teams? You're going to get rid of Iron Barrow?
I'm not saying you're going to get rid of them.
So
You can have them
what
as standing
formula?
teams. In Europe, in England, for example, you got 2 teams from Manchester. You got Manchester United, Manchester City. How many teams from London? Chelsea from London, Arsenal from London, I think Fulham from London, Everton from London. All of these teams played at Derby.
So what do you want to do? You want to encourage the counties to buy the current teams so that they can.
It makes a lot of sense.
No, it makes sense. What methodology will be used to arrive at that is what we need to discuss.
It makes sense.
Because it's not an easy thing as you've seen it.
But don't say
This-
go to our
No, I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no. I'm saying we should go to.
We'll
I
convince
show you
you.
left flower. I said we should go to the dialogue. Let's go there and talking. And it'll just show us that when you come in there, bring suggestions on how.
Yeah.
We'll bring the FA too, because I myself sometimes, let me tell you, when I see one man owning one club here, and I just
Let me free now.
let me friend.
Yeah.
I get disappointed to one man, and the man struggling.
Yeah.
Like, and he's calling stakeholder.
Yeah, Watana FC.
So then you go decide who become president of the executive committee.
Watana FC.
No, man, I'm begging you. So, you don't care. You don't be calling names around here. Why you guys say Wolo Easy FC?
The
man.
model we've been using to support football is proven to be dead, and that's why we see teams struggling. From the time I knew myself, you see that I will go up some year, Barrow will be down. I will come up just because the president of the team, you know, when Alaji Kroman there, at the time they get money, Barrow need way up. I actually bought now. After a while, when most of the Ghanaians left,
So government official they
Yeah.
get our teams.
no team start. Look at now. You see, Barrow, I struggling
Struggling.
because they didn't form. They didn't look
didn't
at
make
the
it
team
as
business
a
entity.
corporation,
The kind of money I and Barrow made in this town in the 80s. They were just thinking, say, you know what,
Barman.
let's be our own
Fulani.
stadium. Imagine if I and Barrow had built their own stadium at the time, and they were getting money for getting take. They were getting, maybe they had a store where they're selling Barrow and I product. You know what will happen to this thing?
But let me tell you the contrast too now. I agree. And before the war, we only had one PL
Yeah.
that was Bab.
MTN.
But the level of play and the level of game was appreciable.
Yeah.
Now, infrastructure should not be an
The
issue.
problem. Yeah.
You got all of these interventions by FIFA,
Stay.
but the level of game has
It's
diminished.
gone down.
At the national dialogue, we need to talk about it.
Exactly.
We need to talk about it because people thought it was about infrastructure. But look at what you have now, modern facilities. Go at the SKD project pitch. Go even at the main complex. Go at the ATS. Go at, and FIFA been intervening. But the game has diminished. So what is the reason? Contrarily, in Cape Verde or Equatorial Guinea, and even Guinea here, the game has increased. Mauritania. So we need to do maybe an analysis
When is national dialogue coming up?
in the next month or so. In the next month, the modalities
That would be
being worked
great.
out
That would be
by other people. We need to have that. Oh, it's about sports now. We'll not just be about the football because right now we got 34 sporting federations. Are they really functional? I mean, you got federations, yeah, 34.
But there should be a lot of sporting different.
Yeah, but
You only
Patrick,
give
my
them-
is we
They
shouldn't
have
be
to be
federal,
vibrant.
but they can be vibrant.
You didn't get it because
They'll be
you have to
vibrant.
vibrant.
You understand? So and they gotta have competitions too. If the swimming federation we need a
Wait a minute, you're swimming.
national pool, maybe in the sea, but we need a national pool. We need a national pool where they will have competitions that you can also go and watch.
You can bet on Olympics.
You know,
So that brings me to this question. Can you, the last time this country ever had a sports complex was, I think Tobo started A and Togo completed A in the 80s, right? The SKD sports complex.
yeah.
They should have had swimming pool down there.
Yeah.
They all thing for the
The incomplete complex.
Because I bet on
Now,
Olympic.
yes,
Olympic stadium.
Yeah.
Can you advocate maybe with some of our partners, the Chinese and other people, that we can, before this administration comes to an end, I don't know how much it's going to cost, but if these people can renovate that SKD, go renovate it again, can we advocate for another sports complex in central Liberia, for example, that will encompass all of these tennis play, the other play?
But people don't advocate for they don't advocate for stadium.
No, I'm
You
saying
have to really plan. Get the ball.
But we have land, right?
How much a bill a stadium now?
We have land in Kidman. The problem here, you already need the support.
We're about to, let me just say this to you.
Yeah.
We're about to take that land from the ministry.
You can't take it.
And the reason why
Who we?
How you say level?
no, they
No, I mean, I want to know from who.
from, you know,
Who we?
Kidma?
what that people agreed to when I was at the administration post, just to do the visiting the cornerstone and putting some bullets.
Yeah.
But the ministry has failed to do that for the last 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
And we give me land there
Yeah.
forever.
I agree with you.
Flat land, it's not like any flat land. I mean, it's not. It's not like one of the places where you then put a jumbo over land issue and the rest of that.
Yeah.
You want to land, we'll give it to you free.
But I like the way now.
Yes.
Really, when you are a ministry or you were ministry now, you kept my manner. We
Yes,
kept them.
yes.
So I was thinking about, but Baka, you're right.
They let communion.
You can't keep it perpetually. So there's something there. There's something in Marshall too that we are aware of. Steve, the complex when it was built, like Patrick said, it didn't factor in other disciplines. It was few. FIFA is the single largest in terms of infrastructure now, but theirs is football. They just do football fee. You didn't get that whether you even got something there for track and fee and other things. So
The Olympic Association.
yeah, so the whole but the whole complex thing has to be driven by government in collaboration with international support.
That should be a lot of money.
But it can happen. It can happen.
That
Because the
should be
government.
more than 100 million. You think?
Yeah. What is
It's talking about government, man. But man, the right in Ghana, I was at the All African Games, right at the Legon, at the university campus. That's where they put the facility.
Wow.
Yes. And everything is there. I was watching table tennis, but man, we did the event in Yuvo.
Yeah.
What I saw over there, the 12, 13-year PT adults, table tennis and other things.
I ran that in, I started playing.
Hey, my man.
I'm like, whoa.
Let me get it. Yeah.
Steven,
So now we talk. You got to. I used to play football.
Hey guys,
You get a Larama Ganto in the 80s when I used to be playing number 2. Where number 2 used to
So
play.
during the war, right? During the April 6th,
yeah,
the guys then from Roosevelt Johnson Garden took the table tennis ball from Sport Commission,
yeah,
and they had a right side yes trying to put that in the store. They
yeah.
had a right side, there's a store there, and we'll go there. That's how we started learning, right? We'll go there, we'll wait, we'll watch you guys play on the ball bus, then we'll take it in the evening, then we'll start that. Even Meton Blai.
Yeah, just the method
Yeah,
blind.
Meton Blai.
Talk about the one.
That's ready.
But I'm just saying that, people think that always been overlooked in Liberia. We just played the premium just for.
So Steve, you really can play table tennis?
Yes, I was very good.
Let's somebody Dakina Kopo say.
UTP.
Dakina Kopo say.
But I
Dakina
go
Kopo
down
say.
there,
Zizu Shamola 5 6.
say I beat them for admission to be the team brother.
But Zizu plays good soccer, right?
Yeah.
I don't know about that,
But
but
that's
at least I will.
Let me just confirm this, right? Zizu is the only man in history. Only man in history that scored a penalty with him. Only man. That year gave to him. Yeah, so Zizu and talking about soccer calisthenics. I mean,
the PDF, right? The organization, right? I'm the top scorer for the team, right?
Wow.
Nobody has. I'm not played for the PDF for more than 7 years. I'm not played.
And
No one in the whole in the state they were playing the Guinea. Nobody now reached my record.
so I'm going to go.
Wow.
You
I got 14 goals for PDF.
So your
how many games? 2 games. PD has not played.
nobody know your football record.
I can tell you what I scored. I scored 2 goals in Bowwater Sack. I scored in Nimba.
In my country, that's
I give who play immigration. The one that just security.
oh Lord.
I scored
What team you are playing for?
What
you know Henry Trouble? Henry Trouble.
I remember his
See, I don't know, man. You want to play with Henry Trouble? What? Yeah,
Henry was our coach
what level?
when I played in 80. I played up to second division football at 8 years.
Which team?
Supreme Star. I tell you, I was number 9. When I was coaching area, I was playing number 9 along with Patrick Logan.
We thought a man had to be playing where you are the common song.
But I want to be the leader.
Do you mean you call them mentors and all that?
The only person that has a good football record in this particular room.
It's who?
Ooh, wait.
You know
For breaking it or for?
I was there on the television we put it in.
Oh, you know what I mean?
I was right there. I mean, you had to
Tiba Ojo, we already now bring a body pass. That football.
But you
I play good football in the country. I play for some. In Matadi, I play for some television team.
Well, for me, my record clear. Foya Flying Eagle, I was one of the best. Foya Flying Eagle.
Foya Flying Eagle.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
So on the
How long are you to Marco Manjo? Man, he was spring, man. Yeah. But that man did not report. Steve did not report this penalty with his thing.
Man want to play behind the barracks. And the gear on, the ball went to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper caught the ball, right? So my man teared back and was going. Then the goalkeeper was kicking the ball in.
Josiah, you can say, Patrick, I mean, Foya Flying Eagle.
You know, you feel this story, right? Then he started holding his the gentleman who told me.
Patrick is a still player.
He said, "That's no deal. I'm talking right."
Not knowing it's good.
I mean, I will be the lines now, Stevie. So you control the lines. So you can call us, Stevie. You can announce the numbers. Yeah, the number. Oh.
So we're about to open the lines.
Patrick Okase, you won't
You
call.
can call us on 077.
Josiah, where are you, man? You gotta come.
0778 665
What would you do?
699.
Man.
And the MTN number is 0880-561-644. That's 0880-561-644. Counter meet is coming up. Get ready. Call and make your input. We'll be live. We'll be glad to have you.
It is
the teacher can't fit it. The best in the player. The best in the player.
We have our first caller. Hello.
Morning, morning to the guy. This is Kamara, Abu Kamara. I'm actually joining you from Central Liberia, to be specific, on Conde this morning.
Welcome.
Well, I'm amazed with the talking point. Well, here's my disagreement with the Big Brother called Bangalore that has to do with how do we want to prevent too much protest in a tournament. Now that you are partnering with FA, the Ministry of Internal Affairs, and the Ministry of Youth and Sports, you should be requesting a full list of all of the 4 division teams and the 2nd division teams, because I'm told have a restriction placed on them and participating in a tournament. So you can easily, track those players who are not supposed to be participating in the country, because for Watanga, you can request a list of Watanga players, those who participated in this just in a season. You request a list of Leska Badan. You can track all those who are not supposed to play in the league. But if you allow, the tournament to just be open, I think we are going to create a lot of, rigmarole.
Thank you.
So you ready for
We have another caller here. Patrick, are you there, Patrick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello guys. Good morning.
Good morning, Patrick. How are you? Welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. Beautiful show. Even though the Foya Flying Eagle, I'm still acting on the But I don't want my wife to be taken away from me, because I just look back on people in that place that
Oh, you must try it.
I don't want to it's my fellow Anthony. conversation. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's a wonderful show. We needed something like this, but I have a surprise for all of you. I will tell you off the air exactly on that. Congratulations to Margini, pre-congratulations to Margini, in fact. Patrick, all areas, you will keep telling me. We have it, all areas affairs. We closely areas on the 19th of April by the grace of God between Mary Shab and Parliament on Friday. Oh! That's the last day of Aries here. It's called the National Aries Day.
That one I bought Basil.
Well, with that, Bob.
Except for that.
Friday. God's will is the last day of Aries, April 19th, next Friday. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, the boss.
Thank
The
you.
boss.
Thank
The
you.
boss. The boss. Thank you. Another caller.
We have another caller. Hello, your name and where you calling from? Hello? Hello, are you there, caller?
Thank you. Good morning to you, and good morning to all the panels this morning.
Yeah, go ahead.
My name is Hussein Keo, and I call from around Chicago District 2. Let me appreciate all of you for giving us the opportunity this morning as it relates to our content information. But I can attest to Patrick Horner, yes, when we played the coalition game of Banana STC, yeah, he was excellent. And I think he won the MVP when we were playing Liberty Party. You know, playing Liberty Party. So I can attest for Patrick, yeah, he's excellent. So moving forward, I want to say this, content definitely going to take this content because I think we're well prepared. And I think the support from the country is overwhelming. And like one of the panelists said, right, we have to show some independence. That is to our reverend. The Minister of Youth is supposed to stand the ground as to see how best the reverend can be independent in the Mass Commission because they have been a major problem in the league over the period of time. So I hope they can take note of it and govern themselves. So thank you, Kema is winning this country. We rest assured. Thank you.
Okay.
You want? Oh, you're receiving and forget what he said.
Just for get a couple of months, already rusty, really bad.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning. How you doing?
Good. What your name and where you calling from?
Yes, I'm Raphael. I'm calling from Red Light.
Go ahead. Which county do you support?
I support the best country in Liberia, which is Nima, and the current holder.
But who tell you Nima are the best country? Go ahead, yeah, go ahead.
They are the best interest of the country. I just want to know your city guy is the minister.
Yeah, the Minister of Youth and Sports.
Okay.
Everybody here at Studio Girls over there, how doing a show?
Okay, how you doing, Minister? I want the minister to get me precise to tell when will be this dialogue because I know that on your confirmation he said that they the people, maybe the senator or stakeholder, they got to have dialogue to see what's the cost of Liberia, participating in small league, having a couple of nations. So I think my problem there is not about dialogue. It's all about support and the budget. Let me tell you something. Even the Guinea or the continent you set an example. Do you know that sporting budget? We don't even have a good budget. So everything about sport is money. So at least we're having the $5 million USD budget. Then we'll see what happens here. We'll start going for other players out there and we can help the national team. But I think it's not about dollar. Even if we are dollaring, maybe you can even come to dollar at your budget in the $5 million USD for the sporting budget will be okay. So I think it's not there. But Nima can do all the way. I know that Nima
you on your own. You on your own. Thank you. Yago Nima Yasi. All right, let's go back to the phone line. So once again, the numbers you can call. We like to encourage women to call. Tell us where you're counting. I'm gonna pick you that lofa. Sorry, that Nima man talking. 07.
Don't play those.
Okay, sorry. I want to, but I'm playing for the minister. You're not supporting.
Play the country song.
07. But
they come in Senator.
0778665699 08805611644. One caller is on the line. Hello.
Good morning to our ordinary leaders. This is Ishmael Wele calling from Keba area, my rescue corner. I thank you guys. I from Sano County. We hope that I think Patrick will not come outside this time around. We'll come outside. I think we'll carry the trophy in Sino. Let me say something on the quickly that they need playing for the need, Jabate playing for Sano. But then now it would not be possible for you to start people, for example, like Sabori, when you just said Nyamani associated with Lufa and Sabori or once representative for Maggie. Maybe when his son or a brother want to play for Maggie, he can start it. Now one Flomo from Bon County representative for Paso. So his son can even play. So the names not something for we need to for the minister of my suggestion, let the protest be limited. Let us see about the people that go in play. Because every county meet, sometimes when the protests come about, it can lower the spirit of the county meet. So I hope that the organizing committee taking consideration of people to avoid to go out of protest in the game. Thank you very much for you guys, and we hope that this time is not phone fair like the people saying this program is unique. We listen to it every Saturday. Thank you very much.
Thank you. What's
your name again?
Ishmael Willie.
Ishmael Willie. Okay.
Ishmael Willie. Okay. Ishmael Willie. 078665699 0880561644. Hello.
Morning, Patrick.
Morning.
Our Janabe minister. And good morning to the other studio guests. Everybody that gets this morning.
Go ahead. Your name and where you come from.
My name is Augustine Masako, calling from District 6.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, Patrick, for the discussion. I want to suggest to the minister this morning, maybe it may not be applicable for this county meeting, but in future to come, I think the county steering committee need to look into female football association. So at least they can have that incorporated also in the county meeting, wherein female will play like men football in a C category, not only kickball.
Okay, that's your suggestion. The minister, what do you think about your suggestion?
Brilliant suggestion, and I said that earlier that the women's soccer should be incorporated in the next edition, hopefully in December. Maybe we would do it on the pilot level, where the countries that are prepared can begin. We want to do that.
Okay. All right. Another caller is on the line. An alternative Lone Star number is 0886581868. 0886581868. Hello. Morning.
Thank you. Let me say good morning to Stevie in the right of the Foundation Studio. My name is William Covey, and I joined this conversation from District 3. Well, as it relates to which content I hear from the Republic of Lofa, and let me clear, this content meet, Lofa is well prepared to carry this content meet. We were here when the content meet were postponed over the last city mall, the country where the only country that their players to continue to practice it. And our players are in here. Even this morning, we are on our way to Dr. Clara Mobile Home to see how best we can gather some resources and make one united Lofa strength to see how best we can get out for the country meet. That country meet will go back to work easy this year. And thanks to the minister in studio. Thank you so much, Mr. Minister. Thank you.
Wologizi ready. Best county song comes from Wologizi.
Let me just nip this Nova County thing.
Oh, they beat it.
We didn't give your presidency already. Okay.
Oh,
yeah, that is okay now. You can't be talking about those whole thing around.
Grand Crew, get it up.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Sergio Busquets, calling from Chicago, New Peace Island, Black D.
Sergio Busquets.
Yeah.
You play Europe?
Hello?
You play Europe? Sergio Busquets.
No, I play La bro. Yeah, but I'm a player in the war. I'm following.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you this morning. I've been following you up on the time you start. Thanks to the minister in studio. Yeah, we really appreciate God for our candidate to be kicking out tomorrow because we really been praying for the candidate been prospering. Yeah, due to the people evaluation team. But Lofa candidate will make it to the final. Lofa candidate will clear the candidate. That's how we made mistake last year. Sano again. Sano, but
I say Sano. I say Sano.
The keyboard for the keyboard as well for the keyboard small. We our sisters and are playing the keyboard. So we begging your everyone. Y'all want to include football. Y'all want to take keyboard out of the way. Begging your that keyboard remain there because our traditional school there.
Okay,
yeah,
thank you. Thank you. And keyboard stay there.
We didn't. Keeper is there. I mean, we still. We didn't say
That's our
we
national.
we didn't say we remove it, but we say want to add.
Yeah, keep on that
We
joke.
want to add women's soccer.
Okay. Morning.
Yeah, morning.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you for the show. The part I really catch my heart is one I have to do with developing sports in Liberia. Developing Liberia, it can be only government alone. We all can contribute in developing Liberia if we have, example, pass through the sporting arena, example where I'm a football player, go Europe, I have a good contract, I'll have a very good house in Liberia. So I person Liberia will be developed. So we really need to develop football or develop sports. Then whichever you contribute to this development in this country, it can be track and field, it can be football, about sport, which of course will be very much important. So thank you for the discussion. I hope government can see that and then so that Liberia can be developed. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Sports. We'll take 3 more calls and then we come back in the studio. Close up 0778665699 0880561644 are the numbers to call. He wants us to develop sports, and everybody, he says everybody should rally around to develop sports. This caller, hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
How is it?
We did deal. How are you?
Yeah, not about this is Bill Ruben Congo. I call you from my regular rural community.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say bravo to all of you in there. Bravo to all of you in there. My support is to the people of Nima, the Senatorial candidate Young Citoyen, and the Nima, I got the sports team for Nima United this year. But what the question I want to ask is, are the countries that are going to qualify, are they coming to town to play 1-1 game or 2-2 game?
When you qualify, you come around, you come play. It depends whether you win.
No, but I'm talking about the full pattern where at least it will be like the Champions League. I saw model after the Champions League when the car is 2-2 you're away, but you can't play 1 game, then you disqualify to go home. I'm not in support of that. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I ain't gonna say.
No, the guy is saying at quarterfinal stage, you should be the home and away. That 1 game thing is there.
Oh, yeah, people could go.
Yeah,
hello. Yeah.
Yeah, this is Joe Wonder Patrick. Congratulations to the book, the honor you the minister. I like your stand, be clean and be your spokesman as you indicated. Again, as a contribution to the whole thing is that we will talk all the talk, my brother. If we don't put money into sports, I'm sorry to say, look at Ivory Coast, they spent $1 billion plus and they got more than 2-3 billion. And see how Ivory Coast is developed today with the soccer stadium talking about. We need to just forget about it and infuse money over there. You see, then we'll be able to export more players from here. Minister, you know it, and you all into the game. I'm not into football, but I think I follow you people. This is my own game, and I like the county meet from Nima County for that matter. I love the county meet. So you people got to do the best you can and put enough of cash over there. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe Wanda. Thank you so much, Joe Wanda. Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Yes. Go ahead. Second to the last call.
I just want to say thank you to the minister in studio and Roko Bangalo. I believe under his turn, this sport will be transformed, and I'm so happy for him, for the support. Well done, right down. That's all.
Great. You tell which county you represent. Let's take the final caller, and the final caller can now call us on 077866. Okay, we got the final call on the line. Hello.
Yeah, Patrick.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. I think I heard the minister talking about us supporting our sport. But then I come in another dimension with support towards this sporting activity. I think what we need to do is also to invest into agriculture. It's not impossible. Liberia can have the Liberia Sporting Association, agricultural company. We can do it. With that, we can be able to generate some money and support our team. If we invest into something doing, it can work. Patrick, thank you.
Yeah, maybe you guys understand what you were trying to say. Hello. Hello, are you there?
Good morning, Minister Bangalore.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, I want to say thank you for the time on the radio.
You got to call your name, Chief.
Oh, sorry, Patrick. I'm Honorable Kringa Royal David calling from District 11.
I'm supporting my county, Grand Bassa. Grand Bassa this time around. I think Grand Bassa is in the lead, right?
Here we lean now.
Grand Bassa, Margibi, and Lofa in the Simpsons.
Can you imagine the three Grand Bassa that will face? Grand Bassa is in the zone. No. Listen, Grand Bassa is in the zone with Margibi and the mighty Lions of Wologizi. The indomitable Lions.
Listen, Patrick, my mom for Lofa country.
Go bad.
Hey, uncle for Margibi. Go bad.
I like that, man.
All right, we'll see. There we are. Okay, gentlemen, thanks. I mean, we can't take any more callers. I apologize. All of you calling. All right, let's take some bites of this. Oh, the Lofa County. Let's play the Nimba. This is a Nimba County song. Okay, so that's from Nimba County. Let's go to Grand Bassa County and see what's up with their song. Grand Bassa County again. From Grand Bassa County, we go to southeastern Liberia, and this time around, let's go to Maryland County, and what the sunshine, the land of the sunshine. Okay, that's Maryland County. Let's stay in the southeast and go to Grand Crew. We'll wrap up all the county lead songs that we can lay our hands on, and then we come back in studio to close up. Grand Crew County, where are we with your song? Let's see. Let's get this straight. Okay. Your song. Now from Grand Crew County, let's come to Central Liberia. It's Bon County's turn. Bon County. Amen. They said if I would have bought that song, so we should play the kapao. Okay, kapao, kapao, kapao. Okay, a bit of home county. Let's go to Western Liberia and contact Taliban and Boali. So you're listening to all minutes. Kasali Street. Is it Kasali Street? Yeah. Who made that song? We have a better song. I'm saying. Counter me action, my people. Most of my new working the show. Okay, so we close up now with the best counter me song, "The Republic of Liberia." Wologizi, Wologizi. Okay. Oh, the jelly people, okay, gentlemen, that's all we have time for. Let's get a closing comment. What did you produce today? What a show this has been. Next week is what the public works minister.
Yeah, it means the public works and also the Minister of Gender, including in the Minister of Culture. Yes, we talk about some interventions, things about the basis around culture. That's one of the jobs that we created. You know, those kinds of things. We just want to talk about kind of mix of a couple of things. And, you know, as someone indicated, you know, people, the initial aspect was that all the guys want to play fun. So yeah, you can't come in for 3 hours and get you know, something to just provide information. There has to be, you know, some interview, just, you know, on the 3 hours.
Thank you, Buckeye. Stevie. Thank you, Patrick. It's been a great show. I'm looking forward to the next one. That was good to
do that one in Limba, from Limba.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's good, you know. It's good that we can come here and take that different. We have a wonderful time.
Thank you. Don't ask us where we're going next because we still the middle of the day. And Minister, let's hear you.
So there was a caller that talked about the preventing the players from playing before the protesting cannot escalate. Again, I'd like to re-emphasize, we're introducing, like we did last league, the Potter system that will detect the player that is disqualified, and the counties will be forewarned. My statement about the protesting was there may be some countries that will just be stubborn. If you're stubborn and you do it, then the other thing will start protesting. But the portal system, which is that system, the CMS, which is introduced by the FA, is being introduced, and the players that are not supposed to play will be red flag. And so the countries are already aware.
Is it good? Age or something?
Well, okay, so, yeah, I mean, not just the age, but for example, you play for national team, you play 3 times. You're not supposed to play. So when you put Steven Johnson who played for Lone Star 3 times, it was there's no problem, but still, Patrick, I beg you. Two more things. The other guy talked about the sports dialogue. He said it's not just about dialogue, but money. I agree, but let's talk about it. If money is the issue, let's factor it in at the dialogue. You're not just the dialogue. And then the other man talked about whether the quarterfinal will be a round robin. No, for this particular one, the quarterfinal will be knocked out. Well, no, he's trying to.
Games
We get money. It will be long.
Yeah, I would love to give but give probably get the feedback from the stuff here to say that the song is not yet yeah, the radio and that. So probably I mean that's why yeah, I mean
And so we at least got confirmation also that the vice president will be there tomorrow. You know, well, the president invited for the here at the vice president will be requested to go to the kickoff tomorrow. So we are very excited. The county meet starts tomorrow, simultaneously in 4 counties, and we would like to say welcome to the county meet, the national county meet. 2022.
So if it's agreed that we be having the next one from Lima, I think be able to get back. Get to be able to see sure. I mean, there's an hour and just talk about things.
Which that's what people
we didn't have this phone roaming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So automatically we.
Oh, okay. No, me. I thought I can't meet it.
No, it's now.
Okay, thank you.
Next week will be Nima as well. They are giving Nima next week, right?
Yeah, I mean, all
I think so. One meeting here.
Oh yeah,
That's
all venues.
All right, gentlemen. Thanks so much for coming. Join us next week, 9 o'clock. Don't miss out. Thank you so much. Have yourself.